Because he couldn't really want to be hanging his chin out like that against a man with 19 stoppage wins in his 22 victories.
Yep, Tsarenko is very, very heavy-handed, as you say, John. 19 of his 22 have come inside the distance. Hasn't really boxed any names to note, but it's still difficult to have that sort of percentage knockouts on your record. So he definitely carries firepower there, and Dacres has to be careful early. That was a shattering defeat he had last time out against David Adelaide, first round KO, and that can take a lot of confidence, and we're going to see how this goes.
It makes you wonder what the mental scarring might be as a result of that. It wouldn't be a major surprise to see that Dacre might seem a little bit gun-shy in this contest. We'll see. Fighting out of an orthodox stance, and he's the one who's trying to spear Tsarenko with his left-hand lead, chopping right hand there. Tsarenko just got his glove up to partially deflect the blow. Referee Bob Williams steps between them and gets the action underway again. In the second minute of the opening round of this 10-rounder, all part of the build-up to the unified heavyweight title battle between Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois.
Nice work there from Solomon Dacres, boxing on the outside, hands held low, and just getting off first with the shots. Tsarenko stalking forward, hands held high, looking for those big chopping right hands. Just misses with one there.
And Dacres doesn't want to be putting himself in a position where one of those hits, because it's going to be around the ear, maybe even towards the back of the head, which of course technically is illegal, but it's the old adage, protect yourself at all times. And he doesn't want to be leaving any openings for a heavy-handed fighter like Tsarenko, who lands with a couple of punches up close after Dacres swings in a couple of round arm hooks. There's a good punch from Dacres. Nice uppercut, right hand.
Yeah, beautiful shot, screwed through the centre of the guard there, and he's having a good spell here, Solomon Dacres. He's getting through some good shots, planting his feet and really digging those shots in, and he's probably getting the better of these exchanges at the moment. Tsarenko come out, hands held high. Dacres again with the uppercut, lands there with Tsarenko, comes back with a right hand of his own. The action heating up nicely in this first round.
As an amateur, Solomon Dacres is good enough to be a member of the GB squad based up in Sheffield, had 35 wins against 10 defeats, and he's doing well enough to take the opening round here, and he looks as though he's settling into this quite well. Dave Allen watching with us tonight. What were your thoughts on that one, Dave?
I thought it was a good round. I think Tsarenko is very strong. He's got the record of a real puncher, but to me he looks physically stronger than he does a big puncher. I thought Dacres had a good round. I think it was a close round though. Dacres landed some nice shots, as did Tsarenko. Tsarenko's got a very good jab. You know, he's short-limbed really, but he has a very, very good jab. It's very short, and he's hit Dacres with it a few times. It all depends if Tsarenko can up the pace. If he can't, Dacres has a chance, but if Tsarenko can up the pace, he looks like he's capable of doing more.
Yeah, great breakdown there. Tsarenko physically very, very strong. Does look like he has short arms. Needs to try and get himself in range, but I think Solomon Dacres was boxing and growing in confidence as that round went on. He was holding his hands held low in the second half of it. Let's see how he goes here at the beginning of round two.
You're listening to Solomon Dacres against Vladislav Tsarenko from Ukraine, now based in the United States. At Wembley Stadium, it's part of Talk Sports Supersonic Saturday. It's round two now, and we're building up to our main event, Oleksandr Usyk against Daniel Dubois for the undisputed world heavyweight title, and we're going to be hearing that one. We're going to be seeing it, you're going to be hearing it if you're listening with us shortly before 10 o'clock.
Good right hand there again from Dacres, but Tsarenko, there's a solid look around him, that's for sure. Dacres shoots off with a right hand, follows through with a left hook as well, carrying those hands low. Has to be careful with those sort of tactics, because Tsarenko does seem physically very strong.
He's got a bull-like presence, hasn't he? He stands 6'4", weighs 18 stone 4, a big man, shorter than Dacres, but heavier. He's a really thick-set character, and he's looking to walk Dacres down and take one or two to get into range, and then land power shots when he gets inside. Doubles up on the jab and takes a left hook, right hook, left hook again from Dacres, but he just can't move, Surenko, seemingly.
Yeah, very, very tough. Surenko stalking forward, big left hook, right hand there though from Dakers, who's showing great shot selection here, uppercut as well, lead shot. He just seems to be growing in confidence a little. Dave Allen, I'll bring you in here. It's a nice sort of rhythm around Solomon at the moment.
Yeah, Surenko looks very one-paced. I think for Dakers, if you're one-paced, that's one thing you can't be against him. He's a very good boxer. Dakers himself is one-paced, but he's got a very good jab, he has good reflexes, and if you let him do his own thing, he's very, very hard to beat. Surenko, for me, he's not as good as his record suggests, I would say, so far.
Well, we will see. The action continues as we move into the third minute of this second round of this 10-rounder here at Wembley Stadium. The weather improving and the crowd is building. There's probably 10,000 or more in here now, maybe more than that. There's going to be a terrific atmosphere later on for our main event, Usyk Dubois. Sure, you've been reading about it and following the build-up to that one. Is Usyk going to school Dubois again, or is the timing right? Will the ageing Usyk at last be there for the taking? Because that, Father Time, is one opponent that no fighter can beat.
Yep, and we're going to find that out in just a couple of hours' time. But at the moment, Solomon Dakers is schooling Surenko, that is for sure. Boxing well on the outside. He switched his attacks, really slamming the right hooks, left hooks into the body as well. Dave Allen's right. Surenko looks very one-dimensional at the moment. His record is very flattering, but we're not seeing anything as Dakers sneaks in another right hand again.
Surenko undefeated in 22 fights, but that's 2-0 now for Solomon Dakers. Let's go into the Dakers corner and hear what he's being told.
No, listen, you know when you get a couple of, walking backwards, you can't do it, don't give him that gap. Deep breath. That little right up around the side as he's coming forward. Punch round the guard, deep breath. Don't neglect the jab, you know what I mean? It's got to be sharp and solid, the jab has. Deep breath. So you're landing some good shots there, but just watch what's coming back after you punch. You know what I mean? That chin's down, it's up nice and low. Deep breath. What do you think, what's his strength for? That's it, just like keep calm, keep picking him up at the punch. Just don't get silly, don't be bringing your hands back in your pocket, you know what I mean? Just be alert, come on. You know, be steady there, stay smart after the punch.
We're watching reruns of the best of the action from that last round while you're hearing from the Dakers corner there. And what impressed me from Big Solomon was the variety of work that he was putting in there. Different angles, good up close, big punching hooks, and particularly working really well behind that left-hand lead.
Absolutely showing great boxing IQ as he throws the right uppercut, left hook to the body as well. Shot selection is very good for a heavyweight. He mixes them up very well, and he's now putting Surenko on the back foot, as tells you that he's really starting to grow in confidence. The corner, we're happy, lead uppercut just misses there from Dakers. But yeah, after the fight that he's come through against David Adelaide, that bad first round knockout, you just wonder how that would have affected him. Well, the answer is not at all. He's gone back to the drawing board and he's come back better and stronger from what we're seeing so far.
Surenko had 3 wins in Nashville last year against club fighters, to be honest, and last time out that was in October. Here he is again, and he's trying to get on. Oh, and he takes some solid shots there from Dakers, right uppercut and a chopping left hand. And perhaps in the background here, Gareth Davis bellowing, go on, and he landed a couple of really solid shots.
I tell you what, he did, and Surenko stalking forward, but he looked like a tree swaying in the wind there, didn't he, as the shots were landing, and he slowly, systematically looks like he's getting chopped down.
Yeah, it's good work this from Dakers. Surenko is heavy-handed, and he only looks as though he can do anything when he's on the front foot, as the Dakers corner was suggesting. Put him into reverse gear, and there is absolutely nothing. He's trying to walk Dakers down as I speak. Dakers lands a right hand, then back pedals himself, aims the right uppercut, taking on the gloves, then through that high guard, Dakers with a good straight right, and a right into the body. Sirenko just plods forward, throwing no punches. Gets in with a right into the body. Dacres punishes him with a left to the head and another right uppercut. Showing really good value, really good volume of punches and really good variety as well.
Yeah, distance control is great from Dacres as well. He's throwing those shots and he's getting himself just out of range, and you know, it's a very one-dimensional performance from Sirenko, who's stalking forward but very, very predictable. And it's a good, brilliant performance. And Dacres lands two big right hooks again there.
There's more cheering in the press seats from Gareth Davis. We'll be hearing from him at the end of the round, and he can try and articulate what he's getting excited about. Right hand from Sirenko into the body. Last few seconds now, this third round. Another big round for Dacres, Benny.
Yeah, it certainly is, and I think we can see why Gareth's getting excited, because Dacres planting his feet, digging his feet into the canvas and really letting those shots go, looping those hooks around. Another dominant performance from Solomon Dacres, and we may as well bring in the G-man, Gareth A. Davis, now.
Well, the reason why I'm so excited is because Vladimir Sirenko is getting battered by Solomon Dacres. He's a very tough guy. We've got Oleksandr Usyk walking in the stadium. That's the noise behind us right now. But what I'm enjoying is two 17.5 stone men letting their hands go in that round. Heavyweight boxing is about knockouts. When you are ringside, it's so thrilling. I've even got the elbows and forearms of Mr. Dave Allen moving my laptop along, and he doesn't even know he's doing it tonight. It's hard work, cuddling against his thighs. He's a big man. Listen, it's heavyweight boxing, and it's always exciting, Dave.
Yeah, I think it's a good fight, but I think Solomon Dacres can make this so much easier. Has the jab. Sirenko is so one-dimensional. All he's doing is stepping in and throwing punches when he gets close to him. Keep taking your feet out, step out of distance and throw your jab. Easier said than done, but it's simple, really. Jab and move. Don't get to fight with this man. It's a long way to go.
Fourth round of 10, to be precise. The fourth round just getting underway, and you'd agree, wouldn't you, Spencer? Clearly, all three rounds so far to Dacres, but Dave Allen there just suggesting that he could make it easier than he is.
Well, yeah, just start creating a little bit of angles now from Dacres, who's loading up, throwing his shots, but Sirenko's so one-dimensional, so easy to hit. It's no different to hitting a punch bag, if I'm totally honest, so he should just sort of like try and be a little more creative, create some openings and let the shots go, and he should get the job done.
Wander into the kitchen and wanging a couple against the fridge door. That would be a lot like trying to damage Sirenko, who just stands there and just keeps on coming, and everything that lands on him, it doesn't seem to have any discernible effect.
Yeah, you just got to slowly chip away with fighters like that, and you, like I say, you have got to be creative, you've got to work the angles. Dacres is one of those elusive heavyweights that likes to use the perimeter of the ring. Shot selection's very good. Well, let's start, you know, creating those openings now, chip away, chop the old tree down.
The old tree still keeps coming, lands a straight left and then a right over the top into the side of Dacres' head, and Dacres this time wants to hold on just for a moment before referee Bob Williams shouts stop boxing, split them and get the action underway. A couple of body punches from Dacres, but he can't force Sirenko into reverse gear. He's trying to do precisely that, but Sirenko, despite not winning anything thus far, and there's still a way to go, he is not being dissuaded from being the man on the front foot.
No, he's not being denied, he's pushing forward, he's not losing hope, but Dacres has sort of been there, he has that experience, that GB experience as well, and he looks like he's in cruise control, so the only person that can defeat Dacres at the moment is Dacres.
The two lean on together. Sirenko tries to push him away, the referee has to split them, and the action begins again. A couple of pawing jabs from Sirenko, from Dacres rather. Then a left hand from Sirenko. Sirenko slightly the shorter in the black shorts. The tall figure of Solomon Dacres from the West Midlands, from Birmingham. He's just being pushed back now and not getting any great power or purchase on the punches he's throwing.
Yeah, I mean, Dave, what does he have to do here, Sirenko? He's walking forward, like we say, very one-dimensional, but how does he break the rhythm of Dacres?
Sirenko can't do anything else, I don't think. Sirenko's got to do what he's doing now. This round, though, I think Sirenko has landed his jab more. He's landed his jab more this round than he has any round since the first. which means he's getting closer to Dacres. Dacres, for me, won 2 and 3 too big. He won 2 and 3 big, but you don't need to win 2 and 3 big. He needs to win 6 rounds out of 10. Doesn't matter how you win and win him. He won those rounds too big, and now he starts to feel the pace a little.
And he is blowing a little bit, Solomon Dacres, as he goes back to his corner. Wonder if we can go into the red corner and hear what they're telling Solomon Dacres. Here we go.
He's trying to make you work hard. Just be a little bit more economical with your shots off. Do you know what I mean? It's good. He's fucking walking onto everything he is. Deep breath. You just got to watch them counters. Do you know what I mean? Timing with that straight right hand as well. Do you know what he comes? Just chop it down and deep breath. You got to watch. You know when you throw the right uppercut, you're squaring up. There, look there. Behind that shoulder. Don't square your foot. You can't square your foot with this kick. Deep breath. Another main thing, keep moving that head after the punch, ride the shot, be smart, switch on.
You heard a few bit of swearing in the corner. Well, you know, it happens, and it's been one of the talking points this week at the Open, isn't it? You hear the players have been effing and blinding, joining people like me.
Absolutely, listen, they've got to fire their fighters up, they've got to get those instructions through, so you have to expect that. It comes with the territory.
Dacres won that last round. He's taken everything so far. We're into the 5th round now. It's a 10-rounder, and Surenko is just having to absorb punch after punch after punch, and he's not really put Dacres into any real trouble.
No, I think what Surenko's game plan is here is to try and get Dacres to work, wear him out, and maybe take over in the second half of this contest. Dave Allen pointed it out. Dacres has been working hard, and he is breathing a little now because Surenko's stalking forward, hands held high, but it is like hitting an old oak tree. He's just not going anywhere. He's just trying to chip away, Dacres, but he's very, very durable, Surenko, and I think he's trying to take this fight late.
Dacres is being put into reverse gear now. Surenko keeps on coming, and he's taking Dacres' territory and lands a left hand, a glancing blow, mercifully for Dacres' supporters, landing on the chin, but he's getting closer here, Surenko.
Yeah, Dave, do you think that there's a bit of hope here for Surenko, who's stalking forward? Don't know if Dacres has got the punch power to hurt him, but he seems in his comfort zone, Surenko.
Yeah, the signs now, he's getting a little bit closer. When they do get close, Dacres now is not punching as much as he was. Surenko's now starting to look a bit more comfortable. That jab is landing. Dacres is not a big puncher. I just think he put too much into them early rounds trying to get this fella out there. He's very durable, and Dacres is not a puncher. Dacres has got to go and nick around it too now. Nick a breather, try and nick around. He's standing still with him for too long.
Well, he's in front of him now and doing precisely what Dave Allen telling you there. Trying to land big shots like that right hand, which whistled past the nose of Surenko. Surenko's on the front foot, trying to fight in the pocket, just coming straight in the direction of Dacres, who isn't landing anything meaningful to keep him back. Referee splits him.
I tell you what, there's a turning of the tide here because Dacres just took a big gulp of air. Surenko would recognise that, and he sort of feeds off that as well, and he's coming forward, and he's probably having his best round. I'd probably go as far to say, Dave Allen, Surenko's winning this one.
Yeah, it looks like the fight's taking a turn now. Surenko has now started punching into the body as well, and some good straight shots to the body as well, actually. Not just the big hooks around the thighs, some nice clever ones, and he keeps landing that jab as well, which is worrying.
Well, this has been a much better round for Vladislav Surenko. We're going to be going into the Surenko corner at the end of this round, see what they're telling him, and if they're reading it like we are, namely that their man is coming back into this fight. Having lost the first 4 rounds, he may well have won the 5th, and we go now towards that Surenko corner where he sits down looking a little bit jaded on his stool, but let's hear what the trainers are telling him.
You all right? Are you all right? Are you all right?
Yes, James. Yes, I know.
I want you to dig the body. Leave the head alone. He's sneaking out in front of you, Black. You gotta plus more. Freeze and force to the body. When you go upstairs, he making you look bad. You understand? This is the 6th round coming. You gotta step it up now. You need freeze and force to the body. Freeze and force to the body. Leave the head alone. You understand? Shake a little more. Shake a little more. Relax. Relax. Shake a little more when you come in, all right?
Wise advice, Spencer, just relax, let the punches go.
Listen, wise advice, switch the attacks to the body. The body shots is what takes it all out of a fighter. It tires a fighter out, and I think the trainer, Serenko, and everyone else has recognised that this pace is starting to get to Solomon Dakers, and there was a tired, weary look as he walked back to the corner. Dakers, he sucks up the air, and you know the pace is getting for him, and Serenko now is just starting to turn this around.
Trying to double up on the left-hand lead, Serenko. Caught by a left hand from Dakers as he comes into range, but there's no power in it, and then Dakers misses with two attempted uppercuts, leans on, pushes Serenko back. Serenko, slightly the shorter man, squat figure. This is one of our big wind-up undercard fights for the main event. Following later, Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois for the undisputed world heavyweight title. Boxing for you here on the home of boxing, on the radio, online, wherever you're watching it. This is Talk Sport with Championship Boxing. As ever, I'm alongside Spencer Oliver.
Yeah, and Serenko now starting to stalk forward, closing that gap. A good time to bring David Allen in. Davies starting to bend his knees, whip that right hand over. He's starting to get closer. Worrying signs maybe here for Dakers.
Yeah, I thought it was good advice from the corner. Serenko does keep the pace high. Dakers struggles when the pace is high. When it slows down, Dakers can sip and tap and move around, take a breather. Serenko really has to up it now. I think he's a few rounds down. But the signs are Dakers is starting to really feel the pressure now.
And now he gets in with a couple of right hands, Serenko, and Dakers is forced to give ground. He can do no other. He can't keep this bull-like Ukrainian away. Good left hand, though, there from Dakers. The referee just has a quiet word to both men, maybe to Serenko to keep his head up. He was ducking low as he came into range, and he's trying to do what his corners advised, hit the body, then swing in headshots after that when the gloves come down.
Yeah, Dakers boxing a dangerous game here, though. He's sitting in the pocket with those hands held low, lets a right hand go, but Serenko pushes forward again, takes that right hand and is walking forward. There's a tired look around Dakers now, and Serenko is closing that gap. He's starting to control the space as well.
There was more of a snap about Dakers' punches earlier in the fight. Now in the second half of the fight, we're in the 6th round, and you just get the impression that he's starting to push his punches out there, trying to con maybe to the judges that he's still maintaining a high work rate, but I don't think there's the power in those shots that there may have been a quarter of an hour ago.
Yeah, right now I don't think it's the judges he needs to worry about, it's Serenko, because he's stalking forward. As I say that, Dakers lets a 4-punch combination go, puts a bit of zip behind it. That's what we needed to see. Another close round there as Dakers walks back to his corner, gulps for air. Serenko maybe starting to feel the pace just a little as well, but maybe just done enough to win that round. Serenko was a close one.
What do you reckon, Dave? Dave Allen, Solomon Dakers coming under a bit more pressure here. Is Serenko closing the gap?
I think he is, but we just need a change of pace from Serenko. Sometimes you can become a little bit numb to a high pace. You know, when you just set off at the same pace all the time, you just get used to it. You just punch the phone with the same force, the same power. You kind of get him a bit numb to that as well. If Serenko wants to win this fight, this pace is fine, but he has to up it, then bring it back down. Go up and down now, go up and down, and I'll also start getting a little bit more physical with Solomon as well.
Yeah, time to turn the screw now for Serenko if he wants to get himself back into this one. 6 rounds down, 4-2 to Dakers. I've got it. Here we go, round 7.
Don't forget, you can watch tonight's action live only on DAZN. Head over to DAZN, spelled DAZN.com/boxing. That way you don't miss a thing.
Yeah, this is where now Dakers needs to stamp his authority back in this contest. He had a closer round there, a better round the last one. Didn't quite score him it, but he can take a bit of confidence from the last 10 seconds or so where he landed a good combination. Let's see if he can build on that now.
Trying to let punches go in the early stages of this 7th round. He ships a right hand to the head as Serenko comes in closer. Now Dacre's gloves hang a little bit low and he looks a little bit jaded and tired in there now. He's feeling the pace, feeling his own pace, I think, as much as anything. He started fast, and Dave Allen suggested in the early part of this contest that he was putting too much into it and he should be looking to just take rounds, realise that it's a 10-rounder and that he wasn't likely to get this fella out of here, and now maybe is feeling a result of that fast early pace, and he's struggling to stay with Cerenko as he walks right into his face and tries to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, I sort of understand the tactics there from Dacres. He's boxing an opponent 22-0 with 19 KOs, and he says, listen, let him feel my strength, you know, let me stamp my authority early, try and take some of that confidence away from Cerenko. And he was doing that in those rounds, but Cerenko never lost heart. He stuck to the game plan, and he's pulled himself, clawed himself back into it in the last 2 rounds. Another close round here in the 7th as Cerenko again stalks forward, just misses a wild right hand.
Then did come in with a left-hand follow-up, which was only partially blocked by Dacres as it honed in on the left-hand side of his head. Dacres catches Cerenko with a nice right hand, which you might have heard in the background. Got some applause from somebody in his own corner, delighted with the power and the accuracy of that particular right hand.
Yep, he's getting more success here, Dacres. There's a little rhythm around his work, and maybe it's Cerenko's time to take a little bit off, try and suck up some air as he stalks forward, but not really a lot coming from him. The better work been coming from Dacres in this one, with 30 seconds to go in this 7th round.
Big man, and as we all know, it sometimes only takes one shot to end a contest involving big men, big punches, and we know from his record that Cerenko can bang. Dacres is ahead in the contest, but Cerenko just keeps on coming. When we get the bell to end this round, we'll go to Adam Catterall, who's going to be in conversation with Gareth Davis, and that's a tight round. We go over to Adam.
I don't know where you're at with this, Gareth, because, listen, I'm impressed with Sol Dacres, obviously, off the back of a first-round knockout loss to David Adelaide. There's demons there, so he's come back in, and he's looked good for large percentages of this fight. But I find when he's throwing his shots, he's throwing a lot of arm punches. He doesn't really sit and really twist his body into the things, of which he's not putting Cerenko off, so Cerenko can kind of walk through the fire and be in his face constantly and make him work harder than he naturally needs to actually work.
No, I do agree with that, and I have seen that he punches a lot off the back foot, and he is fighting off the back foot quite a lot, and he isn't, as you say, talking through his punches. I like the advice that James Ali Bashir is giving in the corner to Rudenko. As Spencer was saying, 19 knockouts in 22 fights, a seasoned 30-year-old. You've got to remember that James Ali Bashir trained Vladimir Klitschko. He took Oleksandr Usyk to the undisputed heavyweight title. He was in the background team. So Dacres this is a real big test for Dacres tonight on whether his career continues upwards or not. I know he lost to Adelaide. Adelaide can knock out anybody, but he's getting a bit of a working over in the last few rounds, in my view, and he needs to get the respect of his opponent. Look, on the back foot still. Over to you guys.
Thank you. In this 8th round, and Cerenko keeps on coming. As Gareth was suggesting, he's on that front foot. He's taking a few punches as he just walks forward, walking forward in straight lines for the most part, but Dacres cannot dissuade him, can he?
No, he certainly can't. Dave Allen highlighted it earlier on in the contest, though. He's never been a big puncher. It is all about the fluidity of him, the rhythm of the shots. He lets the shots go. You know, there's enough power in them. They are scoring shots. As the gum shield there of Solomon Dacres got knocked out, and that was from that left hook that just landed. He soaked it up well, to his credit.
The Cerenko corner pleased with the way things are going at the moment. Whether or not the judges see it the same, well, time will tell, but I certainly think that Cerenko has come more into this fight after clearly losing the first 3 or 4 rounds. He's battled his way back, and he's making Dacres fight at a pace and at a volume he doesn't really want to have to sustain through these latter rounds, when he must be starting to feel dog-tired.
Yep, well, he certainly is. You know, the physicalities are now sort of leaving Dacres, and it's becoming more of a mental battle for him in there, because He's starting to have to find something from somewhere, biting down on the gumshoe a little bit, you know. No one better to tell you about that than the man who's sitting to my left, Mr. Dave Allen. Dave, at this stage of a fight, it does become very psychological, doesn't it?
I think so. I think basically this fight, Serenko fights in about second or third gear. He just sits there the whole way through. Dakers can keep doing this all day. He can do 50 rounds. He's dog tired, but he can do 50, 100 rounds. He's got doing second and third gear. Serenko needs to go to fifth every now and again and then come back down.
Is he going to be able to do it, Dakers? Is he going to be able to stay with him? Is he going to be able to maintain what we think is a lead on the judges' cards at this stage? Have you got it on your card now, Spencer?
Yeah.
Is Dakers ahead?
Yeah, I've got Dakers ahead. I've got Serenko come back into it in the 5th and 6th for me, but Dakers is just doing enough, like I say, the rhythm of the shots, the volume of the shots. All right, they may not be as hard as Serenko's, but there's more landing, and you know, they are scoring shots, and he's just doing enough to nick the round. Serenko stalking forward, a little too one-dimensional for me. Dakers, you know, is showing a lot of character in there, because after 2 or 3 rounds, and Dave, I'll bring you in on this one again, after 2 or 3 rounds, I'm starting to think, I'm not sure he can go 10 like this, but he has that mental strength to seem to be able to pull himself through it, because he looks like he's found a second win.
Yeah, Dakers has done well. I think, like you say, he's become numb to the pace. The pace, it's a hard fight, it's a physical fight, but the pace isn't too high. For Serenko, he's punching where Solomon Dakers is, not where he's going. He has to land when the jab lands. Dakers leans back, punch where he's going, not where he is, if that makes sense. Throw the punches, you throw the jab, Dakers leans back, throw the round a little bit longer. He's got to throw the dice now, because he probably is a round or 2 down.
2 rounds to go now in this contest, which you can watch on the Zone. Head over to thezone.com/boxing so you don't miss a thing. And let me remind you as well that you can watch along with us here at ringside at Wembley Stadium. Head over to the TalkSport Boxing YouTube channel right now to get involved, because this is the big one. Oleksandr Usyk against Daniel Dubois, World Heavyweight Boxing. It's for the undisputed world title, and you're listening with us here on TalkSport.
Here we go. Round number 9 for me. Solomon Dakers has a comfortable lead. Serenko got himself back into it a little bit, but Dakers seems to have found the second wind. The penultimate round. Let's see how he does here. Dakers started well behind the jab. Serenko pushing forward, trying to get through with the clubbing right hands, but Dakers seems to have it under control.
And clearly the more athletic man. He's a good mover in the ring, Dakers, but what he doesn't have is big power, so he finds it difficult to get a man like Serenko into reverse gear against a man in Serenko who just keeps chugging forward and would be prepared to do so forever, seemingly. He's one of those fighters which, if you went back into the mist of time, the timeless fights, my goodness, you'd have loved them.
Yes, certainly would. But, you know, Serenko's pushing forward now. Dave, where would you go on this one now? You're in round 9. You got a little lead there, as Solomon Dakers has. Does he try and close the show? Does he look for the showreel knockout? Or does he just play it safe and keep chipping away the way he's doing it?
Like I said, from round 1, he has to jab. I think this fight could have been a lot easier with a solid jab. Good feet and a good jab of it, this Serenko. I think Solomon Dakers has been brilliant. After the Adelaide fight, he's come back. He's done great. Yeah, landed a lovely shot there. I think he's done brilliant, but now he's not a puncher, Dakers. He's not a big puncher, but he can move, he can box. Just stick to that and win the fight now.
How big a confidence builder will this be for Dakers? Because, you know, he said, I've been going great in the gym and I'm really looking forward to this one. You know, as a fighter, I know as an ex-fighter, there is psychological damage there when you get knocked out the way that he did. How much will this be good for him?
Yeah, he's boxing a guy, a real knockout puncher, you know, on paper. I don't believe he is the biggest puncher from watching close up, but his record suggests he's a big puncher. He's a big confidence boost for him. Yeah, I think he wins this fight now. He has 4 minutes to go. He wins the fight if he stays on his feet now.
Into the final minute of this 9th round. Serenko right there in front of Dacres. Dacres pins him with an uppercut, which you perhaps heard got a considerable amount of excitement from his own corner and trainers and cornermen. Didn't do any real damage though, as Serenko again does not much more than blink when those punches land, but he's not been able to land big punches of his own, and Dacres is riding out whatever pressure has been applied, and we're into the last 30 seconds now of this penultimate round, and he's seemingly boxing his way through to a fairly clear points victory.
Yep, Serenko's corner was getting excited there. That shows a sign of an air of desperation, John, if I'm totally honest, because their man needs to do something. Dave Allen hit the nail on the head. If he wants to do something, he needs to turn the screw, injection of pace. It's been 2-1 pace, 2-1 dimensional, and another round in the bag there from Solomon Dacres as he walks back to the corner, punches his air. He knows he's close for victory here.
Meanwhile, this is how the Serenko corner read it.
Repeat. Son, this is the last round. I think he's ahead in this fight. All right? Repeat. Repeat. This is the last round. All right? You got to try to knock this dude out, because I think he's behind. All right?
Spot on, isn't it? 3 deep, last round, you've got to knock this dude out.
Roll the dice, throw the kitchen sink. You need the knockout to win. The man has 19 out of 22 inside the distance. He needs 20 out of 23 here. 3 minutes to do it. Here we go.
Serenko straight away onto the front foot, but he's picked off by 1, 2, 3 left hands from Dacres, who's mobile and looking fresh here in this final round, and on my card has a clear points lead.
Yeah, I agree with you, John. I think it's quite a plain cut. Solomon Dacres started very well, first 4 rounds in the bag. Serenko looked like he was coming back into it, but minor adjustments from Dacres, and he's taken control again as he lands a good 1-2, pushes Serenko back for the first time there.
Just before that, though, he took a swinging right hand over the top from Serenko, who tries another one, but is hit by 1, 2, 3 counters. And you hear the whoops of delight from the Dacres corner as their man slipped through those attempted aggressive punches and landed some fairly sweet counters. 2 minutes to go in this final round.
Yeah, Serenko again stalking forward, looking for that big shot, the money shot. And as I say that, Dacres just misses wildly with a right hand of his own. But yeah, he needs something big here. Dacres left hook, right hand.
What's Dacres got left now? Is he going to be able to finish him? I suspect not. I think they'll probably be keen for him just to maintain his composure, don't do anything stupid, and get another W on the record. This has been a good work by the cornerman from Acox Green. Max McCracken, brother of the GB coach, is the man leading the corner there, giving advice to Solomon Dacres, and he's coming in and boxing well in the closing stages of this round, and seems to be going towards a fairly substantial points win.
Yep, comfortable win so far from Dacres, but it's not over till it's over. Just approaching the 1 minute mark left of round number 10. Good right hand, left hook there from Dacres. Dave?
Yeah, Dacres done brilliant. Serenko, disappointing really, not as good as advertised. But Dacres has turned up. He had a few hard rounds in the middle line. He's come out the other side. He won the first bit of the fight. He's won the last part of the fight. He's the worthy winner.
I've got it 7 rounds to 3 in Dacres' advantage. I think that's the sort of margin that we're going to see.
Yeah, that's spot on there, John. I think that's fair enough, giving 3 rounds to Serenko. He certainly hasn't won more than that. And I tell you what, he showed a lot of character in here, Solomon Dacres, coming off that first round defeat, going in against a guy I thought, Dave Allen thought, you're looking at the record and going, wow, Dacres has been thrown to the lions here, but he's dealt with it and dealt with it well on a huge platform with a lot riding on this. Former GB star with big things expected. He's coming of age fight against Dave Adelaide. Didn't go his one way. He got flattened, and he's just pulled off a massive victory there. Well done, Solomon Dacus.
Yeah, he knows he'll have won. There's a little punch of the air as he walked back to his corner, sucking in the night air here. Warm evening in London at Wembley Stadium. And we talked about some of the big names who are coming here to watch the action tonight. Lennox Lewis, perhaps Britain's best heavyweight ever. He's working for DAZN tonight, who are bringing you live action if you choose to watch it. And also, just taking his seat on the far side, not too far away from Frank Warren, is the ever-popular Frank Bruno. Good to see him here.
Yeah, always good to see Frank Bruno and Lennox Lewis as well. Had a great interview with Lennox actually earlier in the week, and he gave us a real good breakdown on how this fight is won and lost on both sides. You can catch that on the TalkSport Boxing YouTube channel. So if you've got a spare 5 minutes, click on and have a look at that. Lennox was very, very articulate in that. Yeah, great to see these guys, John. We know we've got a big fight when Lennox Lewis is in town, Frank Bruno's here, Nazim Hamid, obviously his son, fighting under Bill, but the stars really come out. Boxing royalty, if you like.
Yeah, well, it's a proper fight, isn't it? And this stadium now really is starting to fill. Not much atmosphere an hour and a half ago, but now they're starting to come in numbers, and it's going to be pretty well packed by the time we get to big fight time, which we think will be shortly before 10 o'clock. Got a couple of fights still to go, including Lawrence Okoli. He's going to be in action. Good to see him back in the ring. And who knows, he might be another one who gets up in the shake-up before too long.
A real banana skin. He's going in against Kevin Lorena. People, you may remember Kevin Lorena, who was on the brink of victory a couple of years ago against one Daniel Dubois, had him down 3 times. The fight really should have been stopped, wasn't stopped. Dubois pulled it out from somewhere and turned it around, and then only 2 fights ago against Justice Hooney, had Hooney on the brink of defeat before losing that one. Looking forward to that one. Banana skin there for Lawrence Okoli. What a great fight that is.
Thomas Triber is our master of ceremonies tonight, and he's poised with his scorecard in his hand, and in a moment he's going to give you the result.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Marcus McDonald scores it 99-91. Judge Lee Every scores it 98-92. And Judge Victor Laughlin scores it 99-92. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. Solomon, the real deal,
Welcome back to the win column, Solomon Dacus. And in Vladislav Serenko, his first professional defeat. Big win that, off the back of a first-round knockout loss to David Adelaide. He's back, feeling good, getting the distance in, and hopefully onwards and upwards going forward. We'll get a few words from some familiar faces very, very shortly here on TalkSport, live from Wembley. Well, meanwhile, it is moving day on 153rd Open Championship. Watching for TalkSport at Royal Port Rush, Sean O'Brien.
Yes, world number 1 Scotty Scheffler leads the Open by 4 shots going into the final round after a bogey-free round of 67. Rory McIlroy is 6 back on 8 under par after a pulsating third round 66. That was his joint lowest round ever on the weekend at the Open. And as things stand with round 3 in the books, Rory's just about in this. People have won majors from 6 shots back, but this isn't just any golfer to catch. It's the world number 1, and Scheffler was quite exceptional today. Hao Tong Lee kept him honest. He's within 4. Matt Fitzpatrick is within 5. Slow day for him. And alongside Rory at 8 under, you've got Tyrrell Hatton, Harris English and Chris Gotterup. So Scheffler will be the overwhelming favourite tomorrow. He leads by 4, but Rory isn't out of this just yet. And you can listen to the final round on TalkSport 2 tomorrow.
The Open Update on TalkSport with Arnold Clark. Everything for your car, all in one place.
Cricket. It's built for big moments. And Betfair is built for cricket. For the one-handed catches. The wicket-taking deliveries. The run-outs, reviews, ramp shots and sweeps. For every swashbuckling, six-hitting, match-turning moment, and for every umpire's call. We're ready for all the action from the England v India Test Series this summer. Are you? Betfair.
18+ gambleaware.org.
Introducing McDonald's Side Missions. Every weekday, a new exclusive mission will drop in the app, like a $1.99 Big Mac with
the Big Mac of Destiny Side Mission,
and a chance to win prizes every weekend. Only on the McDonald's app. 18+ app only. Ends 10th of August. One play per day. Fees apply to delivery. Participation varies. Serving times and T's apply.
At Betfred, we're proud to back British horse racing. The lightning speed, the thunder of hooves, the roar of the crowd.
Under par, back-to-back birdies for the Dane, but Hatton's just went that 2-3 feet too far, 4 feet too far, and bounced down into the rough, and now...
Cricket. It's built for big moments. And Betfair is built for cricket. For the one-handed catches. The wicket-taking deliveries. The run-outs, reviews, ramp shots and sweeps. For every swashbuckling, six-hitting, match-turning moment, and for every umpire's call. We're ready for all the action from the England v India Test Series this summer. Are you? Betfair.
18+ gambleaware.org. Pay. Fees apply to delivery. Participation varies. Serving times and T's apply.
At Betfred, we're proud to back British horse racing. The lightning speed, the thunder of hooves, the roar of the crowd. This flat season, Betfred are making history as the first bookmaker to sponsor all 5 British classics. Check out our range of horse racing markets, daily offers and price boosts in shops and online. Love racing? Betfred. Selected races only. T's and C's apply. 18+ gambleaware.org.
Oh, bad traffic. Great news, isn't it? More time in the car. Joy. Maybe you don't feel it. Maybe you don't drive a Lexus NX yet. But when you do, you'll see the positive of peak hour, the delight in a detour, the love of the long way. The Lexus NX plug-in hybrid. Experience amazing before you arrive.
Don't skip on summer. Lock in your last-minute getaway with a TUI holiday deal. Holiday? Here we come. Family fun? Or just relaxing in the sun? Whatever you're after, find a great TUI deal for you. Book today. We'll see you by the pool. TUI. Live happy. Atoll and APTA protected. Booking T's and C's apply. See website for details.
Save this summer with Lidl. Our mini mix has something for everyone. With a pack of 12 Bon Gelati ice creams down to just $2.45 with Lidl Plus. That's how you master a meltdown. Download Lidl Plus and start saving this summer today.
18+ GB only while stocks last. Terms apply. See lidl.co.uk/LPTV. Offer ends 30th of July.
Car owners, you could be owed thousands in compensation. If you bought a car on finance from 2007 onwards, it may have been sold with hidden commissions. Text SPORT to 86688. My Claim Group. Authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority. You don't need to use a CMC. You can claim direct to your lender and the Financial Ombudsman for free. Text SPORT to 86688.
Claims made simple.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 Switzerland.
On TalkSport and TalkSport 2.
Tucks it in.
Hear the Lionesses roar.
That's a piece of brilliance from Beth Mead.
Different team, same pride.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 Switzerland.
On TalkSport and TalkSport 2.
We're bringing you Fight Night live from Wembley Stadium tonight. It's going to be one heck of a main event as Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois go at it for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world.
Fury's wobbling. Usyk's caught it. Dubois landed a peach to the right hand.
It's boxing. I prepare for this fight.
First time ever 4 belts have been on the line in this country.
Just be a savage. Bring chaos.
Usyk charging in for a finish. Fury doesn't know where he is. Dynamite Daniel Dubois has detonated. That shot was not low. That was borderline.
You conned the referee. You conned us. You conned the boxing world.
I'm not cheater. I think it's just games.
6, 7. He looked at the corner.
I'm gonna get under this game with these bombs I'm gonna be throwing.
9.
I like play, but it's my rule.
Stay down there, Daniel Dubois. He gets up on 9.5. Usyk sinks down to the canvas.
Let it flow until I have to get in the ring and put chaos in the sky.
Oh, the excitement is building. Before we get to our next fight, let's speak to a man that has been here on numerous occasions. He's had wins, he's had losses. He won the hearts, the one and only Mr. Frank Bruno with Gareth A. Davies.
I am indeed with the great Frank Bruno. Are you enjoying it here tonight?
Yeah, very, very nice. I fought here twice in the World Championship, lost one and won one, so I can't really grumble.
Do you know that fight with Tim Witherspoon I was looking for? I came tonight.
Yeah.
A fight you didn't win here, the first one. That is 39 years ago today.
I didn't see it like yesterday, you know? I didn't see it like yesterday.
What are your recollections of it?
I got beaten. I got arse whipping. He whipped my arse that night, but he was a good guy. He was a good fighter, Tim Witherspoon.
But then you came back here in '95 and you beat Oliver McCall to win the world title at the forfeiture.
Never forget that night. Very, very good night. Very nice.
You know you're the best dressed man in here tonight as well in that brilliant... Oh, yeah.
Oh, cheers. Thank you very much. This one's from Thailand. No, seriously, from Thailand. Yeah.
Heavyweight division's on fire at the moment. Yeah. Daniel Dubois got a massive opportunity to do something you've done before here, which is win the world title in this stadium. Right. How do you see the fight, Frank, between them?
The fight is very, very tricky, very, very smart, very, very clever. But Dubois can use his strength and he's got a good jab. He can do a good job on it, but I can't really see it, and I hope I can. I hope he does prove me wrong, you know what I mean?
So you're picking Usyk?
I'm picking Usyk, but he's got a punch his chance, Dubois.
Yeah. What has he got to do to beat Usyk?
He's got to go over there, rush him, bully him, and use his weight, use his power against him, but I can't see it, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. That he wins it and shuts me up.
Frank, it's lovely to see you. Enjoy your evening. It's always a pleasure to be around you.
Cheers, thank you.
The legend that is Frank Bruno. Of course, his contests were at the old Wembley. This is the new Wembley, the new bill with the new arch and what have you. This one been here since the early 2000s and has been witness to some sensational big nights of boxing. Is tonight going to be another one for the Brits. A reminder that you can head over to TalkSport Darts YouTube channel. That's happening right now, where you can watch the live World Match Play Darts from Blackpool's Winter Gardens. I think before we get into our next fight, we'll hear from Gareth again, because there's a lot of famous faces ringside. Are you speaking to Mr. Hamza Shiraz? Is he around?
I am standing with the towering Hamza Shiraz, a big super middleweight now as he is. Congratulations on your victory over Edgar Berlanga. How has it all soaked in the last 7 days?
Yeah, no, it's feeling good. Feeling good. It's nice to be back, nice to be normal again, and here as a fan.
How do you see it tonight for Daniel Dubois? How would you fight Oleksandr Usyk?
I'd stick it on him. I think Dubois is physical enough, strong enough. He's got the youth on his side, but at the same time, it's Usyk we're talking about. He's a phenomenal athlete, a phenomenal fighter, so let's see what happens.
And I was with you at the Fan Fest at Box Park earlier. My word, you've become popular. How does it feel?
I'll be honest with you, I'm just a normal lad from Ilford. I can never get used to it. I can never get used to it. But it feels amazing getting recognition for a great victory.
It's amazing too, it must be amazing that people are talking about your name, I mean this with fullest respect, in the same breath as a fight with Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah, no, 100%, and he's a boxing hero of mine. Well, I just had a chat with Prince Nassim, and he told me, he goes, forget all this boxing hero malarkey, you're here to take over and beat these guys. And I didn't think like that until I just heard it, and now I'm processing that, and he has a very, very valid point.
And also, when we were speaking to the fans earlier on, there's talk of Conor Benn now fighting Shaka Stevenson, who's going to come up 2 weight divisions to welterweight. That leaves an opening for you to do what to who?
What was that?
It leaves an opening for you to do what to who?
Do damage to Eubank Jr. And it's as simple as that. But listen, at the end of the day, it's not a fight I'm chasing. If Frank Warren and HE won it, we'll do it.
What do you want to do to him, though?
Just beat him, on in all honesty. Just beat him. And get, not the recognition I deserve, because I'm getting that now, but it'll be a good scalp to have on my record.
Always love to see you. Enjoy the night, Hamza.
Thank you very much, Gareth. Thank you very much.
Hamza Shiraz was absolutely fantastic last week against Edgar Berlanga over in New York. Went over into Edgar Berlanga's backyard and got the job done in sensational fashion, Spencer. 168 pound. He looked fresh, didn't he?
He did. I sort of called it. I thought stylistically.
All right, Mystic, mate.
And I've called tonight as well, by the way. Dubois by KO.
Here we go.
I'm just saying, I'm calling it. But no, look, Shiraz, stylistically, it was always, going to work for him, and he done the job.
He did do the job, indeed. Gareth's speaking to the Who's Who tonight because he's speaking to Gordon Ramsay, I believe.
I am. I'm with the one and only. It's only a big fight when Gordon Ramsay's here.
No, come on. Tonight's the night. Honestly, I can't wait for this one. We've been to many big fights, but there's something quite unique about being here inside Wembley Stadium.
Do you know, I was just saying with Frank Bruno, it's 39 years to the day that he lost to Tim Witherspoon. I can't believe that it's that long ago. And then, of course, he won here against Oliver McCall. How do you see it tonight, Gordon, between Dubois and Usyk?
Well, let's think about last time he was in the ring with him. 25 years of age. Go back to when you were 25 and I was 25. Just the kind of mistakes.
Very long time ago.
The kind of mistakes we were making. I think tonight's redemption. I think at 27, he knows him inside out. He's got a bit of a weight advantage, a reach advantage. It's always harder trying to hit someone smaller, but I think tonight he's going to do it. He's just got to stay calm for those first 3 rounds. He's going to nail it round 7.
Thank you, Gordon. Enjoy your night.
Thanks, bud. Good to see you. Cheers. Take care. Thanks, bud.
Look at that. The main man, Gordon Ramsay's on it. He loves the big fight nights and he's been at so many, and tonight, no exception when the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship of the World is on the line. And that's coming a little bit later on. We are going to have Lawrence Okoli against Kevin Lorena. That's coming up also in the heavyweight division. We get 10 rounds there. Right now you can hear the decibel levels just going up a touch because we've got a fight in the light heavyweight division. Daniel Lapin taking on Lewis Edmondson. Both guys undefeated through 11 fights. A little bit of needle yesterday when they were having a bit of a look at each other for the final time. A lot of support here for Louis Edmondson. He's been waiting a long time for this opportunity. Well, here it is. This is the night to shine. You're at Wembley Stadium and you're taking on an undefeated Ukrainian who's got a lot of hype behind him. You can hear the fans starting to get excited about Daniel Lapin, should I say, who has been perfect through 11 fights. Like I said, we are live on the TalkSport Boxing YouTube channel, getting you as close as we possibly can to the action. You can hear Gareth A. Davies and watch Gareth A. Davies talking to the Who's Who, not only of the famous world, the entertainment world, but also of the sporting royalty that is boxing. We'll be getting you closer to those people throughout the course of the night. Final instructions for these two fighters before I hand over to the commentary team.
Not what I expect. Our professionals at all times, obey my instructions and watch this. Any questions? Let's go to work.
There you go. Fight Night Live on TalkSport. Wembley Stadium they're setting. Right now we're heading to the light heavyweight division. Daniel Lapin versus Lewis Edmondson. And calling you through this fight, we've got Spencer Oliver and John Rowley.
Thank you, Adam. Well, if Louis Edmondson were able to pull this off, it would be, I think, the best win of his career. Daniel Lapin trains with Oleksandr Usyk, stands 6'6", 28 years old, undefeated in 11 pro fights. He had 290 amateur fights before then. Talented amateur as well. Born in Wrocław in Poland and grew up in the Crimea. Regards himself as Ukrainian. Louis Edmondson from Southampton on the south coast.
Yep, Edmondson coming off a couple of good wins. He's now British Commonwealth champion, a good victory over Dan Aziz as well, and that's really grown him in confidence. Real 50-50 fight, this one. Lapin, will start the favourite, but more or less identical records, both 11-0. Lapin with 4 KOs, and Edmondson with 3 KOs, but Edmondson, you could argue, has boxed at a higher level. So although he's the underdog here, speaking to him earlier in the week, he really fancies this, John. He sees this as another step forward.
And he really talks about it's an opportunity to put Southampton on the map. Other highly rated fighters, Ryan Garner, Royston Barney-Smith, also come from Southampton. Edmondson says that Lapin has been avoided to some extent. His last fight was in Riyadh in December 24 on the undercard of Fury against Usyk, and that's a little flurry of attack from Edmondson. You heard him, he makes that noise as he throws his punches, and referee Marcus McDonnell having to be pretty strict in getting Lapin to back off, and tells him emphatically no holding.
Louis Edmondson needs to turn this into a dogfight. Lapin is very, very tall, 6'6", is massive for a light heavyweight. Tall, rangy, boxes very well as well. Keeps that lead right foot on the outside, and that's why he can control the space as well as he does. But Edmondson, he knows he has to make this ugly. Sometimes, John, boxing's not just enough. You've got to get victory by any sort of means, and he's got to go out there and try and break the rhythm here of Lapin.
And Lapin can look very impressive when he settles into a rhythm. Managed by Oleksandr Usyk's promotion company, Usyk 17. He's been a pro since 2020, undefeated in 11, and he's got a really good, accurate, hard right-hand lead, and already just a little bit of reddening to the nose of Edmondson, and I wouldn't be at all surprised as this 10-round contest unfolds if Edmondson doesn't have to take some real punishment. Good body shot there, though, from Edmondson, and another solid left-hand lead as well, rocking back the head of Lapin this time. And he's going to be pleased with the way he started here. Makes Lapin miss with that lunging right hand right on the bell. Edmondson punches the air as he goes back to his corner, thinking that he won that round.
Well, yeah, it was quite a close round, to be fair. Lapin, there was a strong sort of look around him. He was walking forward, and Edmondson maybe struggling to find an opening and a way in. He was making Lapin miss a lot, but didn't really land anything of any significance either. Lapin maybe doing enough for me to take that opening round, but like I say, Edmondson, he's got to solve the puzzle here, isn't he? That's what he's got to do. He's got to try and work things out here, because he's got the height to overcome, the southpaw style to overcome, the excellent boxing skills that Lapin brings, and he's got to try and break all that up, rip that script up. How does he do that? By going in there, beating into the punch, getting on the inside and letting his shots go.
Into the second round. Edmondson, did you think he just about edged that opener, Spencer? Very close, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, I just give that to Lapin. I thought Lapin just done enough there.
OK, your opinion. We'll agree to disagree. What do you reckon, David?
I agree with you, John. I thought Edmondson won the round.
Good man, you're a good judge of a round.
I think at distance was cancelling each other out, but I thought Edmondson was making him miss. I think when they got close on the far right corner of the ring, Lapin looked very uncomfortable under a bit of physical pressure, so it'll be interesting if Edmondson can get close.
Second round of 10, this one. And noisy encouragement from Edmondson coming from his cornerman there, Jacob McMillan, who's been with him since amateur days. The referee has to split them again. Slightly more svelte Marcus McDonnell than we've seen in recent contests. I think I do believe he's lost a little bit of timber.
Yeah, I think you might be right there, John. I think you might be right, but yeah, this is exactly what Edmondson has to do now. He needs to get inside, he needs to make things rough. He can't allow Lapin to control the space and work out that southpaw lead. It's about Edmondson here trying to draw the leads, and that's what he's trying to do. You see him flicking out the hand there, trying to force Lapin into a mistake, and then he jumps in and counters.
Second round of 10, nearing the halfway stage of this round. Lapin, the taller man, Polish-born Ukrainian, stands 6'6", huge for a light heavyweight. Edmondson from Southampton, 6'1", much more stockily built, and trying to find a way to get inside that Lapin southpaw lead right hand and punish him to the body. It's a bit of a standoff at the moment, nothing being thrown, neither of them landing, and it could be that sort of a fight.
Well, it certainly could, because I think it's got to be very calculated when Edmondson goes in. Done a good job there, because he just led off with a backhand and come through with the hook as well. Fell a little bit short there, but timing is of the importance in this contest. You can't make any fundamental mistakes, because you've got two technical boxers here, and the other one is trying to draw the lead in the other one to force him to make them mistakes.
the end of this round, we're going to be hearing from Ezra Taylor, who was supposed to be fighting Louis Edmondson, but it's not happened as yet. Be interesting to see what he makes of this fight so far. And there goes Edmondson trying to get inside again, and the taller Lapin ties him up, and the referee again speaks sternly to the Ukrainian, tries to get him to tidy his work up. He gets in with a solid left hand, then a right hand over the top from Edmondson, and tidy from both men, and the styles are not gelling into a good contest to watch at this point. Let's join Ezra Taylor. How are you seeing this one, Ezra?
It's a bit boring, I'll be honest. We're like heavyweights, you wouldn't think it. But, you know, Daniel Lapin is a smooth operator. Louis Edmondson, he believes he is. And, you know, they're a bit cagey. I feel like they need to take a bit more risks. I need to see a bit more intent from either fighter. It's not pleasing on the eye, but, you know, we'll see what it unfolds.
Difficult to get close to a guy as big as him, though, isn't it? I mean, he's enormous.
I'm not too sure. Maybe to you, but to us, not really. We're all 6 foot plus. If I was in the ring, it would be a different story.
He's 6'6".
I know, but when you're in the ring, someone like myself, you're in there and you're 5'5" to me, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that's where I come into it. 5'5", so he is a giant to me. That is for sure. One round apiece here for me. Edmondson doing enough maybe to nick that round, but what he done there at the end of the round, Edmondson, the last 30 seconds or so, was exactly what he had to do. Rough him up on the inside, hit him with those right hands, and make things ugly.
Thanks a lot, Ezra. Enjoy the fight, enjoy the evening. By the way, before you go, who wins the big one?
Daniel Dubois, man. He's making history tonight.
Right, you heard it there. Ezra Taylor telling you fair and square, Daniel Dubois making history. We'll see.
Well, he's only echoing what I believe as well. I think it's going to be one of those nights tonight. I really fancy the young lion, Daniel Dubois, the King Slayer. Can he continue that run? We find out in a couple of hours. But back to this one, Louis Edmondson, Daniel Lapin. It's quite close here, John.
It's a light heavyweight contest, this, with IBF, WBO and WBA belts up for stake. Not World Championship belts, they're minor belts, but it shows that these guys are making ripples and could well move into genuine title contention before too long. Left to the body from Lapin, finds the target. There's not been too much heavy artillery exchange so far.
No, it's a bit of a cat and mouse fight here, with these two trying to draw each other's leads. It was always stylistically going to be an ugly fight, really. And it's about who can capitalise and make the other guy draw and make those mistakes. Edmondson maybe just doing enough at the moment. He's being patient and he's countering very well.
The Edmondson, who had that good win, which you heard on TalkSport at Copperbox last October, when he beat Dan Aziz to take the British and Commonwealth titles. The Saint from Southampton, he's been a pro since 2019, but it'd be a really good win if he was going to be able to pull this one off. And he gets in, lunges in behind a left hand, and gets through, and again Lapin told off by the referee for pulling his man down, and I wonder how long it's going to be before Marcus McDonnell really has a serious word with the tall Ukrainian.
Yep, Lapin has to be careful he doesn't cop a head in the face as well, because Edmondson's jumping in. Dave Allen, I'll bring you in on this one. Louis Edmondson, he'll be happy right now, won't he? It's going well.
Yeah, Edmondson winning the fight. It's not an exciting fight. Well, one thing I am noticing as I've been watching, Louis Edmondson, when he throws the jab and you see Lapin being off balance, when Edmondson sets in with two punches, the lead hand followed by the backhand, he's actually standing on Lapin's foot more often than not. I'm not sure if there's a purposeful thing or a purposeful thing or a tactical thing, but if you watch Edmondson's jab, once he throws the jab, his front foot ends up on Lapin's front foot, and it's a good opportunity for him to throw the backhand off the back of it. If it is a technical thing, I expect we will see that as the rounds go on.
Well, he showed him the left hand there, Edmondson, and got through a solid left hand lead, and he's got his hands down by the side of his shorts contemptuously in the last few seconds of that round, and that's another round for Edmondson, I reckon.
Absolutely. I thought he's growing in confidence here, Edmondson. He's starting to find his range, and it was good work, and there's an air of frustration around Lapin's work, and Well spotted there from Dave Allen. He's right when Edmondson's throwing that lead hand, and I think it may be intentional. He's stepping on the lead foot of Lappin, and that may be stopping Lappin from getting any sort of rhythm around his own work, and he's letting shots go with that backhand and then tying him up. So that may be a tactical thing that he's doing there, Edmondson, but whether it is or not, it's working for him, and it seems to be going his way.
Yeah, I've got Edmondson through. I think he's boxing well. Besides the pin may come into play, he's a very big light heavyweight. Edmondson looks to be blown end of round 3 there, but if I was Edmondson, I'd be very happy.
That's the voice of Dave Allen, the Doncaster De La Hoya, sitting alongside Spencer Oliver tonight. I bet he gets fed up of hearing that one.
Listen, I wouldn't mind being called the Doncaster De La Hoya. There's some looks around the old Oscar De La Hoya, mate. Don't worry about that. I think that's quite a compliment, Dave.
He's lost for words for once. On we go in the 4th round, and we've got Louis Edmondson 3 up on my card anyway. 2-1 I think it is on Spencer's card, that he's ahead either way. And Daniel Lappin, this much vaunted and supposedly avoided technician with a terrific amateur record, born in Poland, fighting out of Ukraine, trains with Oleksandr Usyk, and he's not really able to come to terms with Edmondson so far.
No, Edmondson boxing a good fight at the moment, making things very tricky. He's a hard guy to work out himself, Edmondson. Just gutted there, actually, that Dave Allen missed that viral moment answering my De La Hoya comments, but we'll get back to the fight and he can pick up on that another time. Again, Edmondson there, good body shot lands. Corner very happy with him. They seem to think things are going their way here, John.
And like you, he's not totally obsessed with the way he looks. Not everybody raises an eyebrow as they pass every mirror. And Dave's one of those who knows he's a decent-looking lad and doesn't have to do it. Yeah. Take note, Spencer.
The only time my eyebrow is raised, mate, is when I'm looking at you, John. Anyway, get back to the fight here. Edmondson holding centre of the ring. Lappin now being forced onto the back. But is that a sign? Is Edmondson starting to grow in confidence here?
Well, it certainly looks that way. Lappin trying to turn him, trying to hit him with a sneak right hand as he does so, but there's no real power in any of Lappin's punches. Edmondson jumps in behind the right hand and then catches him with a left hand as well. The chants of Lappin from the considerable number of Ukrainian supporters who are here tonight. I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting in the main event. Who gets the more support from the crowd? Edmondson is piling the pressure on here. Pushes Lappin back contemptuously and swings in a chopping right hand.
Yeah, good work this from Louis Edmondson. He's working really well. He's landing a couple of good right hands. He seems to have found his range. Hand down by his soul, down by his sides right now. He just got a good right hand counter again. Taunting Lappin here, trying to draw him in, trying to get him to lead. He's talking to him in the centre of the ring.
A little bit contemptuous, isn't he? Last 15 seconds of the 4th round of this 10-round light heavyweight contest with minor belts of all 3 governing bodies, the IBF, WBO and WBA, up for grabs here. And Louis Edmondson from Southampton is boxing really nicely and looks as though he's taking another round here. And we're going to be going into the Edmondson corner when the bell goes to end this 4th round and hear what Louis Edmondson is being told. But I can tell you it's going very well.
Position first and let your fucking shots go when you're there, alright? It's desperate to hold. Yeah? Every time you're heading downstairs, you're right in it. Don't rush. No need to rush now. Yeah? Alright? He's looking for breaks. You cannot go fast. 3-1 up with it, mate. You keep this fucking level going, mate. You're gonna fucking smash it. Every time I catch him, he's petrified. He's petrified, bro. So use them fakes and build off them. Alright? Mix your power up, mix your speed up. Once in 2 rounds, I'm going through him. Yeah? He's switched on, yeah? Stay aware with that backhand. Shit! Stay aware with that backhand. He's going to come now. He's got him. Boxing.
I'm obliged to apologise for some of the language in the corner. But what I don't apologise for is the emotion which is telling you that they believe their man is winning.
And that apology was with a slight smirk on Mr. John Rawlings' face there.
You never hear me using language like that.
But yeah, another good round in the bag for Louis Edmondson. And Dave Allen, I'll bring you in here. He seems to be growing in confidence here. You go back to the corner, you heard the language that was going on there, the way he was speaking. He really fancies this. He feels that he's in complete control.
Yeah, I think Edmondson's in control. I think that was good corner work as well. Lapin's team, there was a slight issue with Lapin's right leg, it seemed, in the opposite corner. He had his leg up and was giving it some attention, so that'll be interesting what's going on there as well as the fight progresses.
Yeah, very interesting there. I think, John, that could have been some cramp going on there or something going on, some sort of muscle spasms or something, which could prove a problem.
Well, there's a long way to go as Edmondson goes burrowing in again behind high-held guard and clubs Lapin with a right hand and a left hand. And you know when the aggression is there because you hear that roar as he lets the punches go. Frank Bruno, for people who follow sartorial elegance, looking particularly dapper tonight in a sky blue suit.
Yep, he loves the sky blue suit, does Frank Bruno, and he's rocking one tonight, that is for sure.
Good jab from Edmondson. Thuds into the face of Lapin, who's not putting his punches together too impressively in this fifth round, and everything seems to be slipping away from the Ukrainian right now, and he's struggling to find his range and to get into any sort of real rhythm.
Here he is, Edmondson now holding centre of the ring. He's drawing the lead of Lapin, who flicks out a jab from that southpaw style, full shot. Both guys come in, clash their heads again there. The referee just tells him to tidy it up.
And he was suggesting that Edmondson had brought his head down and was exacerbating the problem. That's good from Lapin. Right hand, left hand. Edmondson takes it well, though, but that's the best work from Lapin for some time.
Well, he needed it, didn't he? Because Edmondson seems to have taken control of this contest so far. 40 seconds left of this fifth round. And it's so far, Louis Edmondson is doing everything that is asked of him.
30 seconds to go in the fifth round of this 10-rounder. Cheers from the crowd as Edmondson gets in with a chopping left hand. Remember, he's an orthodox fighter against Lapin, who's a very tall, gangling southpaw. Awkward man to fight. But Lapin is struggling, it seems, with the style of Edmondson rather than the other way round. Louis Edmondson has boxed smartly in this contest so far, as Lapin made to fall short with a couple of chopping left hands, and then ties up Edmondson in the corner, and the bell goes. Is that another round for Edmondson?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he'll be very pleased with the way that went. Lapin landed a couple of shots, but for the majority of it, the shots he was taking a lot more, and he's complaining. I'm just taking a look in the corner here, John. Dave Allen pointed it out, but he's got that leg up on the rope again. There is a definite problem with that, and they're shaking the other leg out as well. Dave, I'll bring you in on this one. You spotted it. What's the problem there, you think?
Maybe cramp, maybe some kind of issue. I think earlier on in the fight as well, maybe fourth round, Edmondson started doing a little bit of showboating. Lapin seemed very keen to copy him, and I think Edmondson's in control. I think he's in Lapin, is in his definitely playing with his mind a little bit, and he's definitely on top. It's interesting. I think Lapin, all the success comes from his control of distance, and Edmondson's feints are really throwing that off. Lapin doesn't know when to go with his jab. He can't get his jab going, so his distance is well off.
Thank you, Dave. Dave Allen with Doncaster Heavyweight, following this fight with us here tonight, and of course up to the main event coming on later tonight here on TalkSport's Supersonic Saturday. What a day of sport it's been. Usyk against Dubois for the undisputed world heavyweight title coming up, we reckon, sometime between 10:30 and 11.
Yep, really looking forward to that one. We've got a couple of good fights before that as well. Lawrence and Cody goes in against Kevin Lorena. What a great fight that is. But that's after this one. And Louis Edmondson has taken control of this. The underdog coming in here against Daniel Lapin, who trains out of the Usyk gym, trains with Usyk. High things expected from him. Great amateur pedigree. 6'6" southpaw for a light heavyweight. That is quite tall. But he is getting schooled in there at the moment. Edmondson just seems to be outthinking him, outmanoeuvring him as he stands in front of him here. Edmondson switches southpaw, and he's just trying to draw the lead, and Lapin just starting to seem like he's running out of ideas, John.
Dave, how much does it get to you if you're Usyk in that dressing room right now? I'm not suggesting that he's going to be sitting there watching the tally, but he's going to be aware that his gym mate's in there. If he winds up getting beaten, is that psychologically bad?
I believe so. I'm thinking that when they're walking to the ring, I thought, what happens if Lapin loses? It can't be good for the camp. It's definitely not a positive anyway, that's all I will say.
Ezra Taylor watching as well. Still going well for Edmondson, do you reckon? Do you still reckon it's going well for Edmondson?
I'm so tuned into this boring fight. I'm trying to see something funny. He's doing all right. He's doing all right. Could be doing enough. It depends on what the judges are scoring. But I feel like it's a close fight where Edmondson's probably edging it.
See Colin Jones sitting just behind Ezra there. He was a good fighter one time.
Yeah, he certainly was. Colin Jones, what a great fighter he was. Was it Don Curry he boxed?
Yeah.
For the world title, split his nose, I believe, in about the 6th round. Horrendous cut that was.
And those terrific fights against Kirkland Lang as well. Did him twice in the 9th round, as I remember.
Yeah, that's right. Great fighter back in the day. Colin Jones, good to see him here at ringside. You've already highlighted some of the good fighters that have been here, and that's because we've got the world undisputed heavyweight title on the line. That's coming up in a couple of fights' time. But Louis Edmondson is sort of tearing up the script here a little bit, because Daniel Lapin, the guy from Ukraine, the one that people have been talking about, just seems to be under a lot of pressure as he just slumps to the floor there.
Edmondson had his hands on the back of his neck and sort of pulled him down, and it is as Ezra Taylor was telling you, it is a bit of a mess of a fight, really. It's not settled into a real rhythm of a contest, has it? And you're seeing people fight in spurts. Martin Bacoli is at ringside. Heavyweight fighter who could wind up with who knows, a heavyweight title shot of his own before too long.
Yeah, he certainly could. He just needs to get himself back in shape. He took that fight last minute fight against Joseph Parker, turned up in terrible shape, and paid the price for that, paid the consequences for not keeping him in shape. And you heard the crowd rise there. Why did they rise? Because big Frank Bruno come up on our screen. Always great to see Frank in these big fights.
Yeah, he's got that sort of iconic appeal, hasn't he? Everybody remembers good old Frank with Harry Carpenter. Know what I mean, Harry? Used to be like that before then. I remember commentating with Henry Cooper, who felt more like his minder than his co-commentator, trying to keep the crowd off him.
You're showing your age now, John. I've got Dave Allen sitting to the left of me here thinking, bloody hell, how far's he going back? How long's he been commentating? There you go, Dave. What do you reckon?
That is long before my time, I'm afraid, yes.
How long is it since I first saw you in the boxing ring, you were telling me?
We first met 2013. I boxed on the undercard of Amir Khan and Juan Diaz in Sheffield Arena.
Right.
April 27, 2013.
And I was there, indeed.
We had a good conversation. That was the first time we met, yes.
Yeah, good to see you again. And good to see that the old career is taking a real marked upward turn of late.
Yeah, it's definitely going better than it was a few years ago, anyway.
Yep, and that shows you a little bit of hard work, dedication. The guy's always had the talent, and that was a tremendous victory, and one that is sort of justified in many ways. After that first fight, the controversial fight that should have gone Dave's way, good to see him getting the victory in the return against Johnny Fisher, and now look what happens. A world of opportunity. Let's hope that Dave gets one of those big fights coming up to him very, very soon.
Well, there's every possibility. Plenty of dates coming up in the autumn, and indeed run right from now on. And of course you'll hear all the best of the action here on Talk Sport.
Well, Edmondson's calling out, urging him to come in as he throws that left hook to the body. Lapin just with his head down. He doesn't seem happy with himself here, Lapin. I don't know if he's tiring, the referee. Just having a little word with him as well, but there's a real air of confidence around Louis Edmondson as he's holding centre of the ring. It's not been pretty, it's not been one to watch, it's not going to be one you want to remember, John. but that's what I said he has to do, and he's doing it.
Well, he's a real scrapper, isn't he, Louis Edmondson? Takes a little uppercut inside, a right uppercut from Lapin, and then leans on, trying to get his arms free. And once again, how many times has the referee had to split them like that? Pushes them back and says, come on, boys, let's get the action going. I think he's going to have to split them again now.
Yeah, listen, I'll tell you who's working more than anyone else in there, Dave Allen, that is the referee, because, you know, it was never going to be a pretty sight to watch these two with these styles, but yeah, it's hard work.
Yeah, I think on paper it was a matchup that I did think this might not be a great watch, but I do think Louis Edmondson is doing some very clever things. He's a very, 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 very good, well-rounded fighter. We know he can box, he can be awkward. He's showing now he can take it to the inside. He's beating Lapin on the inside. He's a bit too strong for him, I think, to be honest.
Lapin forced to give ground, gloves drop in the seconds before the bell to end the round. Adam and Gareth, please make some sense out of what we're watching.
Ow! Listen, this is a very, very, very tough watch. There's nothing really significant happening. As Dave just said a moment or two ago, Louis Edmondson is doing some clever things. I think he's used of feints. It's all single shots. I've got him ahead, but I'm finding it very, very difficult to score the action, if I'm honest.
It's a very smothering style fight, this. It reminds me of the great Burt Randolph, the late Burt Randolph Sugar, always telling me, nudging me when a fight like this was going on, wake me up when the fight breaks out. Turki Al-Sheikh is sitting opposite us in the plush seats talking to Frank Warren right now, and his Tom and Jerry comments, he's looking at a Jerry right now, guys.
Yeah, it's not one of the best, is it? How many rounds have we still got to go? This is the 8th. We've still got 3 more rounds of this.
You sound so excited about that, John, but listen, Louis Edmondson's doing what he has to do. Lapin and Edmondson was always going to be one of those tricky sort of fights, and it seems that way.
Two of them mauling, fall back onto the ropes in front of us, and Marcus McDonnell is the man who has to split them and say, come on, get on with it.
Yeah, been a difficult night for Marcus as well, the referee, to try and get this action flowing. Good work there from Edmondson, looping right hand, Lapin blocked that one, but come through with a good left screw uppercut as well.
Jab from Lapin, taken on the gloves of Edmondson, who leans on and tries to throw a right hand as Lapin almost falls over the top rope. Made the most of that one. A lot of people in the crowd find it very funny. I don't think Lapin does. I think he's been hurt a bit by that. His legs were in a bad way anyway.
I don't think he wants to be there anymore, John, to be honest. I don't think he wants to be there for a few rounds now. I thought he was looking for a way out, to be honest, but I think he was in 2 minds whether to go over.
Well, he very nearly got a way out, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was teetering on the brink, as they say. And Edmondson senses it. He knows it. And he's coming thundering in now. And he wants to have a real tear-up. And he puts him over the top rope again. Now, what's the referee going to do about this?
He wants a way out. He's looking for a way out.
That's exactly what he's doing here. Lapin wants out here. The referee's not having none of it. But this is going to be Lapin's excuse when he gets beat, because
Marcus McDonnell nearly gets clocked by a left hand from Edmondson there as he splits them, much to the amusement of the crowd. And Lapin is showboating over on the far side, stretching his leg, saying he's in so much pain and discomfort.
Yeah, he's definitely not showboating there, John. He's complaining now. He's got a hit in the back of the neck. He's saying the leg's hurting. Dave's picked up on it. He wants out here.
Well, he's really emphasising everything bad that happens to him now, Daniel Lapin, and Edmondson knows it, and he's walking him down. And is he going to put him out over the top of the rope again? No, this time he's onto the corner post, and the referee spares him further punishment. 1 minute 25 seconds still to go in this 8th round. Gareth Davis getting animated here, shouting to Louis Armstrong Edmondson, come on, finish him now, put him out of there. And he's smashing punches home, Edmondson that is, rather than Gareth Davis, and he almost sunk to the canvas again, Daniel Lapin. And he's not in a good way up there, Spencer.
No, he certainly isn't. 1 minute left of this 8th round, and Lapin is finding it very, very difficult in there. He's hanging up in to dig deep. He's not got a lot left. There was a lazy lead right hook there from Lapin, and there's a newfound confidence about Edmondson's work here as he leads off with a hook. Good body shot there though from Lapin. That just bent Edmondson over. He felt that one.
2 thudding left hooks from the tall Ukrainian, and another one exactly the same place. And Edmondson is feeling the pain of those 3 shots, and he's not able to maintain the work rate of the first half of this round. The crowd are cheering him on, but Lapin is finishing this 8th round the stronger, and he's looking for the point where those left hooks have landed underneath the right rib cage. And Edmondson, trust me, was hurt by those big body shots. Let's go into the corner now, into the red corner, where Louis Edmondson will be getting advice to the backing of Top Joe.
You've got to start downstairs though, bro. You have to start downstairs. Every round as it comes. You're super fit, man. Yeah. What round is it? 9. You've got 2 rounds here, man. Win these 2 fucking rounds, yeah? He's going to try and come out strong now. They think you're gassing out. You ain't fucking gassing out. You've worked too hard for this. Yeah. Alright? Start downstairs, please.
Downstairs, you ain't got to be reckless with it. Yeah? Don't have to put everything into the first one. You get opportunities off of that.
Yeah. Alright? Start downstairs, please. Win these fucking 2 rounds here, Charles, yeah? Yours, bro. You're roughing him up. He wants a way out.
Well, they're telling just a little bit too emphatically for our listeners' ears as to what's going on there. Apologies for that. What did you make of Lapin falling over the ropes repeatedly there?
Embarrassing, to be honest, is the only word I can think of. I thought he was looking for a way out, and at the end of the round, he's come back and caught Edmondson with 2 good body shots. Will Lapin push now and try and get a result? It looked that way. Edmondson, I think, punched himself out a little bit towards the end of the round. That was the problem.
Well, he heard his corner saying, you're too fit to let this go now. Don't gas out. Keep it going right to the end.
Edmondson's in control for me. He's in control. I think Lapin needs a stoppage.
Lapin being told off by the referee, Spencer. What do you make of this?
Yeah, well, rightly so. The referee's just trying to get a grip in this one. It's been a messy sort of contest. Good body shot again there from Lapin. I tell you what, this is not good time in the fight here from Edmondson. And Lapin senses this.
He could be turning this around. Edmondson bangs his gloves together and shouts to himself, come on, come on. But he's absorbing punishment and has to hold on now into the tall, slender body of Daniel Lapin to come in, buy a few seconds respite.
There's a dramatic turn here in this contest, and it's just started at the end of the 7th round. He was Edmondson obviously hurt with some body shots, and he started, end of the 8th round, he started this 9th round terribly. He's getting hit with big shots, and I'll tell you what, he's got to be careful here, Edmondson, because Lapin gets a little sense of this. He could be in big trouble.
Simon Jordan on the far side of the ring, I've spotted among the celebs in attendance. Got one of Richie Bano's jackets on, I think.
Oh, Lapin again here with the uppercut, lands lead right uppercut there, and Edmondson just trying to kick his feet out. He needs to get through these rounds. Desperate times, Dave Allen. I'll bring you in on this one. 1 minute 10, dramatic turnaround here.
Yeah, the fight's completely turned on his head. I thought Edmondson was well in control, going well up on the scorecards, but now, just them body shots, he punched himself out and got caught with a good body shot. Now, he's in survival mode, really.
Well, it's not inconceivable that Lapin could still put him down here, because Edmondson's doing no more than just covering up, and Lapin's trying to measure him for another clubbing left hook, which is the punch that's really done the damage to the midsection of Louis Edmondson.
Yeah, Edmondson in desperate trouble as he tries to bite down on his gum shield, showing character here. Lets the big right hand go, but Lapin takes half a step back, lets the shots go of his own, and there's a desperate look here around Louis Edmondson as he's falling around like a ragdoll in there at the moment.
Last 20 seconds of the 9th round of this 10-round of this light heavyweight contest, which has been a mess of a fight for a long way, but it is fascinating the further it's gone. Edmondson goes in behind his head. Referee gives him a stern look but doesn't say anything. Lappin thunders in that left hand to the body again, and a nod of acknowledgement from Edmondson. It knows that Lappin really dug in there to take the fight back to him once more. Jake Paul's arrived here. Well, boos and cheers from the crowd. Tell you exactly what they think of it.
Well, let's see if Anthony Joshua turns up as well, if those rumours are led to be true. That could be a fight that we see sometime in the very near future, John. Not a fight I particularly want to see, if I'm honest.
Do me a favour, you can't have that fight, surely to goodness. Dave Allen, Joshua against Jake Paul, can that be allowed to happen?
Well, you won't let Anthony Joshua box the Southern Area Cruiserweight champion, would you? And that's the level I put Jake Paul at, so it would be a complete and utter mismatch.
Well, he's here, and he'll be bending ears, no doubt, and wherever he goes, he brings a great sackload of cash. The two of them here, that is Lappin and Edmondson, hug each other before the action begins for the last 3 minutes. Edmondson back up on his toes, trying to show that he's still got something left in the tank.
Yeah, he's got to be careful though. Lappin just got through with a left hand there, and Edmondson, the legs are not quite right. They're little. He's lost the coordination in the legs here, and he's got to just try and hang on, survive. 2 minutes 30 seconds left of this last round, and he's got to use his experience a little bit here, Edmondson, because Dave, I'm going to bring you in. The legs are like he's walking on stilts right now.
It was completely different fight than even 2 or 3 rounds ago. He's just completely emptied out. Edmondson, though, is very good. He's spoiling. You know, he's clever. He's grabbing all. He's tying him up. But for me, Edmondson in the 9th round especially, he's still trying to win these rounds. I'll get Edmondson clear. I'm not a judge, but at this point, if I'm in Edmondson's corner, I'm saying survive this round. Survive it. Don't get put on the camera so you've won the fight.
Well, it may well be that is the case. Lappin's certainly trying to measure him for another big attack. He's trying to find a way in with those clubbing body shots, and Edmondson leans on and stifles him and gets into a clinch, and the referee splits them as another 5 or 6 seconds is wasted.
Yeah, it's reckless though from Edmondson, who's leading with that backhand, but he's sitting in the pocket after doing that. If Lappin decides to take half a step back and whip those shots up, he could be in trouble here, Edmondson. He needs to pull himself together.
Edmondson went in with his head. Lappin had his right arm around the back of his head, and he complains again now, suggesting, look, he's got his head here and there's nothing I can do. But onward the action goes now after Marcus McDonald, who's earned his fee in there tonight, to tell you, he pushes them apart and the action is underway once more. Caught by a left hand as he comes charging in, Edmondson, and Lappin once more has Edmondson's head right in his chest, and then his head comes up into his jaw. Real mess, and the referee says to Lappin, you were holding him, you were dragging him on, and Edmondson bravely comes forward, trying to carry the fight to Lappin, who throws a tired-looking left hook towards the body. And again, Edmondson tries to clasp hold, tries to hold on. Lappin cannot find the target with the power shot that he needs. Edmondson charging in, takes 1-2 uppercuts as he does so, and we're into the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, desperately tired look around Edmondson as he carries his hands down by his waist. Lappin stalking forward, looking for that one big shot, misses wildly with that lead right hand. 14 seconds, 13 seconds left of this final round. 10-second clacker goes. He's on the verge of victory here, John.
AJ Liebling, once upon a time, wrote something called The Sweet Science about boxing. Well, that was not a fight about sweet science. Edmondson's being chaired aloft by his cornerman. They think that he's done enough to win it. Lappin almost half-heartedly raised his hand when that final bell went. The referee picks up the last scorecards for that final round, and for me, Louis Edmondson is surely just about done enough.
Yeah, same for me as well. Beat built up an early lead. Some of the rounds were messy, they were ugly. Subjective scoring, you're going to go one way, you're going to go the other. What did you like? Well, if I'm honest, Dave, I didn't like any of it. I thought it was messy from both of them. The styles didn't gel. But if you're gonna have an argument and say we've got to have a winner, it has to be Edmondson for me. He had the cleaner one.
I think Edmondson's won the fight. I think the last 2 rounds could sway people into thinking it was probably closer than it was. What Edmondson controls the pretty much first 7 or 8 rounds. Edmondson does some really nice stuff. He's clever. He's very good. Even under pressure, he was good. He got very tired. But Lapin, I can't give Lapin it anyway. Diving over the rope, he was looking for a way out, and I think Edmondson's won the fight.
Edmondson is singing simply the best. You can hear the music reverberating around the stadium now. It's just more than 3/4 full, I would think. We'll get the result of this in just a moment. Meanwhile, the moment you've been waiting for, I'm sure, Gareth is talking to Jake Paul.
I am here with Jake Paul, the one and only. What are you doing here, sir?
Man, I'm here for the vibes. I'm here for the fight. Usyk's one of my favorite fighters, him or Damian Benavidez, so here to enjoy and just have some fun tonight here at Wembley.
Come on, put some meat on the bones of you and Anthony Joshua. Is it happening or not?
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I want it to happen here. All the odds stacked against me. I believe that I will beat him and shock the world and create one of the biggest upsets in boxing history.
Tyson Fury was saying he put $1 million on you beating Anthony Joshua.
I seen that. He's backing me. He's a smart lad.
But how do you love the atmosphere here? Wembley's brilliant. We'd love to see you fight here, by the way.
And I love it. Like, the UK fans really love boxing even more than American fans. So I'm going around the pubs, talking to all the people, asking about how they think about the fight. I just love the atmosphere. I love to be here. And this is always history when you're at Wembley.
Got to introduce
great
the boys.
always great to see you, brother. Cheers.
To the judges' scorecards. Judge Bob Williams scores it 95-95, even a draw. And both judges, Patrick Morley and Leszek Jankoliak, are in agreement. They both scored the same, 96-94. Both for your winner by majority decision. And still, IBF Intercontinental, WBA Continental, and now the WBO International Light Heavyweight Champion, Daniel Lapin!
Well. Lapin gets the decision on a majority. I thought it was close. But if anybody was going to win it, I would have probably sided with the red corner of Louis Edmondson. I would say watch it back, but I'm not going to advise that to anybody. It wasn't that good, to be fair. Hopefully we're going to get more action in our next fight, which involves Lawrence Okolie. We've got the main event still to come here from Wembley. Oleksandr Usyk taking on Daniel Dubois. Before we continue though, let's cross over to Charlotte Richardson, who's watching the Women's Euros quarter-final between France and Germany for TalkSport.
And we're moments away from half-time, Adam. It's France 1, Germany 1, a proper battle between two European superpowers. France gifted their lead. Catherine Julia Hendrick put in the braids of the French captain, saw red, and Grace Guerrero smashed the subsequent penalty straight down the middle. Down to 10, the 8-time champions equalised courtesy of a bullet header from a corner, skillfully taken by Chelsea's Shoka Nuskin. France dominating the ball, but Germany standing firm despite being a player down. Full commentary over on TalkSport 2 as we head towards half-time. France 1, Germany 1.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on TalkSport with McDonald's. Got Big McDonald's hunger? The new Big Arch is here. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Get ahead of the game every supercharged sporting Sunday on TalkSport with Travis Perkins. Make the warm-up a part of your weekly matchday ritual and get an unrivaled preview of all the upcoming unmissable football action with expert predictions, pitch-perfect analysis and a top-flight lineup of guests. Guaranteed. The warm-up with Max Rushton and Barry Glendenning. Tomorrow morning from 11 on TalkSport with Travis Perkins. Find everything you need for your landscaping project in stock and available for delivery. Terms and conditions apply.
The British and Irish Lions Tour of Australia continues this Tuesday morning from 10 with the First Nations and Pacifica versus the Lions, live from Melbourne.
Punches the air in delight.
Exclusively on Talk Sport 2.
We're at Wembley Stadium tonight for the big one, the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship of the World. Oleksandr Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. The rematch not too far away. We're expecting it in around about an hour from now. Still to come, Lawrence Okoli, Kevin Lorena are going to be stepping into the ring. More heavyweights doing their thing. And part of our commentary team this evening, a British heavyweight with big aspirations, Dave Allen. I think it's only fair that we ask about what's going on with you, mate, because I think there's opportunities here. We were talking about belts and things like that before. I think there's an opportunity here to maybe start to navigate towards that Lonsdale belt and the British title. What's the latest regarding your next fight?
We were saying earlier about too many belts. It'd be nice if there was 2 British titles. Obviously, Fraser Clark and Jamie TKB, they got put forward to fight for the vacant British title, which kind of left me out in the cold a little bit, but I couldn't really have any arguments about it. You know, Fraser Clark has a win over me, so he was put forward instead of me. I couldn't really argue it. I'm going to fight in October in Sheffield, hopefully get a win there. That can see me either box the winner of that fight or possibly a dream fight with a Deontay Wilder.
Is the ultimate for you to be able to compete for that British title, Commonwealth title, European title? Because you were talking about belts before there, right? I like that traditional route where people do areas, they do English and all that type of thing. To be able to fight for a British title, given the journey that you've been on, I mean, that would be pretty something to be writing home about.
We're talking about boxing, the British title is the ultimate for me, but if we're talking my ambitions in the boxing game, I've got kids now, my ambition is like an ensuite. It's a 2-car garage.
No, I get it.
That's what it's about for me now, really.
So how far down the line are you regarding negotiating those types of fights? Because those types of fights, it's stature of name in order to obviously get the more, I don't want to say casual because that sounds like I'm being disrespectful, but the more commercial fan involved in the game.
I'm in daily conversation with Eddie Hearn. He wishes I wasn't. I'm on his case 24/7. Bad, really. I know I get on his nerves, but I want to be involved in the biggest fights possible. I'm 33. I've had 33 fights. I've had some hard fights. I don't want to do it forever. Yeah. So I want to be in the biggest fights possible as soon as possible. But if the British title is there, of course, I probably would pick that over huge money. If the British title fight, I believe, would be winnable.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with whatever, really. I can't believe I've had this second win. It's probably like a 6th win, really. I've had 7 defeats. I'm just really grateful that I'm even having these conversations, really, because even if you asked me 8 months ago before the first Fisher fight, if you was here now asking me about fights with Deontay Wilder, the British title, I would never believe you. So I'm very content, and whatever will be, will be.
Do you think the reason that we are here is, you just mentioned fatherhood then a second or two ago, do you think that is the thing that has maybe aligned the thought process and got you on this particular track?
I think it's a few things. I think having the kids, my nan passed. I went full time with Jamie and Nige, really on the back of that, because I wanted to commit and give my kids something. So I had a lot of fights, I had a lot of big fights, and I made a lot of money, to be honest, and I didn't have anything to show for it due to bad decisions. You know, I picked some slow horses and some fast other stuff. So I needed it really for my kids, because if I had lost the first Fisher fight, I would have been back at work by January.
Yeah.
And I knew that, and that's fine. If that is in my future, that's fine. But I have a real opportunity now to really give my kids everything. You know, everything that I've ever wanted to.
As a man, maturity is obviously a key thing when it comes to us at different stages of our life. It's obviously hit you now because of all the things that are going on in your life, and grasping that opportunity is, you can see it the way that you're speaking about it. Maybe you weren't ready for it 5, 6, 7 years ago. It feels like you're ready for it now.
Yeah, you know, I go away 5 days a week training in Manchester. I know what I've got to do. I've got to commit. Like, time has flown by. 12 weeks to me now is nothing. Like, if you said to me in my 20s, you need to go to Manchester for 12 weeks, I'd be like, yeah, but I'm missing 12 weeks at home. That's 12 weeks of stuff I could be doing at home that I'm missing out. But now, if I don't go to the gym, I don't train now, my kids are missing out. You know, I'm not missing out on nothing now. I want to give them everything. So it's just a case of time, really. I think I've always had the ability, and now I've got the application as well to go with it. And I think I don't think I'm the best heavyweight in the world. I don't think I'm remotely close. But if you're not one of them top 10, 15 guys, I'll definitely give you a fight.
How much have Jamie and Nigel added to not just you as a boxer, but you as a man as well?
As a man, really. As a boxer, I think I went there with a lot of experience. I was a national amateur champion. I was a very good amateur boxer. You know, I've been had a lot of pro experience. I went there and Jamie and Nigel really, they put their arm around me. I can't be told off. I don't like it. I go and sulk and I get upset. And Jamie and Nigel understand that. They're really just like, they get it out of me gently. They let me think I'm the boss. I know I'm not the boss, but they let me think I'm the boss, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it really works. Jamie and Nigel just really, really great men. You know, great boxing coaches, but for me, not that I didn't need a boxing coach, I needed like another father figure. I've got 2 more father figures in my life, and they really just gently caressed me through training camp. And the last 2 fights I've been in shape, I've been consistent, and I think the performances have shown.
Spence, just to bring you in on that conversation, the importance of the people in the corner, the people that you're working with on a day-to-day basis, it's absolutely massive. I mean, obviously Dave's got his own story with that, and it's evidence with what we're seeing him, how we're seeing him perform in the ring. But I suppose we could take a little bit of that and kind of connect it to our main event with Daniel Dubois and Don Charles' relationship, can't we?
Absolutely. The importance of that is insane. You know, I think that it's imperative that you believe in your trainer. You know, I think that it's one of those where you're putting your life in your trainer's hands, so you've got to trust in what he's telling you. And I think Don Charles comes with a wealth of experience and a wealth of education as well. You know, he's done his apprenticeship himself. He's taken Derek Chisora to box for the WBC world title when he was a mere novice as a trainer. You know, and you see what he's gone on to achieve, Don. So look, for Daniel Dubois, I think it's been a match made in heaven, and that can be the difference between winning and losing. You know, your coach tells you stuff, Dave will tell you. As a fighter, you'll sit in the corner and you're listening to instructions. They're the second guys. So if your trainer says, listen, that's not going right, pushing back, get on the front foot, you box to those instructions. So your trainer has to get it right, because, you know, 1, they can't be too brave. 2, they've got to tell you to execute the game plan at the right time. There's a lot more to boxing than what people actually see. You know, and the trainer has a massive role in that.
It must be difficult because you've got your own mind as well. So you're in there, you're feeling all these things, and he's telling you something that you might not necessarily be seeing or feeling, but you just have to trust, don't you? You've got to go.
I think it goes down to respect. With Jay, I watched him. I went to Jamie Moore's gym. I didn't go for Jamie Moore, the trainer, I'll be honest. I went for Jamie Moore, the fighter. I watched Jamie Moore watch Matthew Macklin, 7 British title fights. It was one of my dad's favourite fighters. So I went over there with Jamie, and I was a bit in awe of him as a fighter. I had that respect for him, and whatever he says, that's what goes.
Bear me 1 second, because I believe that Gareth A. Davis is ringside with Turki Al-Sheikh.
I'm with the great man, the great motivator, the great bringer of change in boxing. How great is the atmosphere tonight, Your Excellency?
This is the British fans. They have a big space in my heart.
Did you get Jake? Sorry, sir.
They are the best.
Did you get Jake Paul here tonight as well?
Yeah, I see him. He's guest for Queensberry, and we are talking now about the future. Let's see.
Are you really talking about a fight between him and Anthony Joshua?
Why not? It is a win-win deal.
You seem to have made anything possible in boxing. Is the dream coming true? I sat with you a long time ago now.
You are with me from 3 years now. You see what happened. But Saudi Arabia now is pushing to have big events, great events, not only inside the kingdom, also outside the kingdom. We have a lot of things here in England. You see Newcastle, you see a lot of things. About the boxing, the most important things now for all of us, no more pay-per-view. This is the important thing.
That's very interesting. Finally, I was in Turkey, in Istanbul, Turkey, 2 weeks ago, and you spoke to Tyson Fury. Have you spoken to him anymore about getting him back on a 3-fight deal?
There is big surprise in the 26th. You will see it.
Keep surprising us, sir. Lovely to see you.
Yeah. At least 6 to 8 big events in 26.
Thank you very much, as always.
Turkey Al-Sheikh alongside Gareth A. Davies here at Wembley Stadium as Kevin Lorena is about to make his way to the ring. He's taking on Lawrence Coley. This is our co-main feature this evening. On TalkSport, coming up a little bit later on, it's Daniel Dubois' opportunity for undisputed status in a historical fight where all 4 belts in the heavyweight division are on the line. The man standing across the room is a former foe in Oleksandr Usyk, quite possibly the best fighter on the planet. He's been impeccable through his professional career. He was a pretty decent amateur as well, picking up a gold medal in this fine city. And tonight, the Undisputed Championship will be on the line. Oh, I love a bit of that. Have they played a bit of Gladiator? We've got a bit of the old Gladiator music, Spence, to get us going some.
Listen, mate, it's a gladiatorial sport. These guys leave it all in the ring. And Kevin Lorena versus Lawrence Coley. There's a lot on the line here for the winner. You know,
matchmaking-wise, Spence, this is it. This is quite an interesting fight because from a Lorena point of view, we were here when he fought Dubois and he had Dubois in all sorts of trouble in the first round. Dropped him 3 times. I know Dubois comes through and gets the job done in the third because it was a quick-fire fight. But he also asked some serious questions of Justice Hooney, who we saw a couple of weeks ago completely outboxed Fabio Wardley until Wardley landed the bomb from the heavens.
Hooney was gone in the second, gone in the 10th. But I tell you what, Kevin Lorena does and why he's so successful with these guys. He punches when his opponent punches, makes him very, very dangerous. He's short, he's squat, so most of his opponents are punching down, but when they deliver, he goes with them. Timing is of the importance, and Lorena has that timing.
Obviously, he's only had 1 so far in the heavyweight division, Lawrence Coley. He's a big boy, isn't he, Dave? 260-odd pounds weighing in yesterday.
Yeah, he's very big. I boxed amateur with Lawrence. We both won the boys' schools on the same night. He won at super heavy, I won at heavy. He was around 105 kilos at around 19 years of age. I was very surprised to see him go on the GB at 91. Yeah, he stayed on there and went to the 2016 Olympics as a cruiserweight, as a heavyweight, but cruiserweight as a pro. I was very surprised that the whole time he was boxing pro as a cruiserweight. I said to everyone, this man's a heavyweight. He's not a cruiserweight, honestly. When he goes heavyweight, you will see what he's all about. I think he may be the biggest puncher in the heavyweight division. I really do.
You think there's more power there than what we're going to experience in the main event with Daniel Dubois?
I really believe, with 1 punch power, I think Lawrence Coley might be the biggest puncher in the division.
Wow. Well, he's piled it on. 260-odd pounds he weighed in yesterday. Obviously, as David just pointed out a month or 2 ago, he was the champion in the weight division below the cut-off point at 200, so he's 60 pounds heavier than where he was world champion at. And tonight he takes on Kevin Lorena, who is also a man that used to compete at cruiserweight, but he's been at heavyweight now for quite a few years. He's got a lot of decent wins, Kevin Lorena, against us when you class as B and C tier heavyweights. When he stepped up, he's just fallen short. Obviously a loss against Daniel Dubois in that shootout a few years ago, which finished after 3 rounds, but he had him in an awful lot of trouble. Justice Hooney obviously coming through in their fight. Not the last one, but the one before. This is a big night for Lawrence Coley. A lot of questions are going to be asked of him this evening from Kevin Lorena. Can he step up to that plate and announce himself in the heavyweight division? What a place to do it. Wembley Stadium, on TalkSport, live around the world, on a card with the Undisputed Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our co-main event. It is scheduled for 10 rounds, and it will be for the WBC Silver Heavyweight Championship. Brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry, with Ready to Fight and Spencer Brown for Gold Star Promotions, along with their great sponsors, Riyadh Season, The Ring Magazine, GG Bet, Snoo, and Global Next Trade. A big thanks to those great sponsors. Sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, steward in charge is Charles Giles, along with the World Boxing Council, President Mauricio Suleiman, Supervisor Frank Garza, Timekeeper Mark Shannon. Our 3 judges assigned will be Ray Danseco of the Philippines, Lee Every of England, and Nathan Palmer of the United States. Our referee in charge, 3rd man in the ring, will be Victor Laughlin of Scotland. Introducing to you first the challenger, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing white with pink and weighed in officially at 232.5 pounds. Coming to us from Johannesburg, South Africa, he brings a professional record consisting of 31 wins, 3 defeats, with 15 of his 31 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former IBO Cruiserweight World Champion and current WBC Bridgerweight World Champion, Kevin Two Guns Laredo! And his opponent across the ring in this co-main event, he is the defending champion, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing black with gold and weighed in officially at 262.4 pounds. Hailing from right here, London, England, he was a 2016 Olympian and now as a professional has a record of 21 wins, just 1 defeat, with 16 of his 21 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the highly ranked former two-weight world champion, and tonight, the reigning and defending WBC Silver Heavyweight Champion, Lawrence "The Sauce" Okolie!
Kevin. Okay, slightly high there, so any punches here will be legal. It's anything just on this, okay? Know the rules, obey my commands at all time, defend yourselves at all time. God bless, touch gloves.
Final instructions there from Victor Lachlan. Interesting that he's pointing out the waistband. Maybe we'll get that in the next fight. This is the core main though. It's Lawrence Okolie, it's Kevin Laredo, set for a cracker in the heavyweight division. We're at Wembley Stadium for Fight Night Live on TalkSport. Calling you through this one, Spencer Oliver and John Rowling.
Lawrence Okolie, a huge man and looking to make a huge impact on the division here tonight on a massive stage. Can he produce a spectacular knockout victory against Kevin Laredo? Make no doubt about it. He'll be looking for that very, very much so.
Yeah, very tall, very rangy. Okolie, great move up to heavyweight if you ask me. He was struggling badly. We saw that in the performances against Chris Billam-Smith last time out at cruiserweight when he lost the title. And he's looked good as a heavyweight, very heavy-handed, but Laredo is one of these guys, John, very dangerous. He punches when his opponent punches, and that means Okolie has to stay switched on.
Laredo, the shorter man by some 3 or 4 inches, stands about 6'1". Okolie, a real heavyweight giant now, 262 pounds, 6'5", with an 82.5-inch reach. That is a big, big heavyweight, and he has power to go with it, which he'll be wanting to show everybody tonight. Good body shot, left hand from Okolie. You heard it thud into the midriff of Laredo.
Yeah, Laredo defensively though, covering up very well, much shorter of the two, boxing out of the southpaw stance. Laredo just holding center of the ring here. Okolie pouring out with that lead left hand, looking to drive the right hand through the middle of the defence.
He'll be looking for a real big shot early in this contest, Okolie. The two of them clasp on, clinch on centre ring, and Victor Lachlan, the Scottish referee, who's dwarfed by these two fellas, manages to separate them. Right hand from Okolie, taken on the right-left bicep of Laredo, who's not offered too much so far, keeping his guard up high. Fights out of a southpaw stance. Right hand from Okolie, taken on the gloves, tries to follow up with a left hook, and Laredo does a pretty good job of tying him up. And then a very big job for Victor Lachlan to split them once more.
Yeah, good work here from Okolie, but as I say, he's got to be careful. Loops the right hand over the top, but defensively looks good here, Laredo. Looks a solid look around him as well, Dave. This could be a tricky night for Okolie.
Yeah, Laredo's very good. He's very clever and experienced. Okolie here is fine, he's safe at distance. Where Okolie needs to keep it, keeps it there, he wins every round. The danger is up close, like I say, he punches with his opponent. And Laredo is short arm, his hooks are really dangerous because he'll throw when Okolie goes to grab. No, they'll not punch it at the same time, but when Okolie goes to grab, that's when the short hooks will come from Laredo.
Into the last 15 seconds of an interesting opening round as Laredo gets inside close, takes a left into the body from Okolie, and Laredo grabs his arms around the back of Okolie. Referee splits them. Last few seconds, opening round. Does Okolie do enough to take that one?
Yeah, definitely. I think Okolie done enough there, just on sheer work rate. I think that Kevin Lerena defensively was working very well. He was getting inside the jab of Okolie and letting the shots go, but maybe falling just a little short. But for me, Okolie controlling the space, and that probably won him the round, though.
Yeah, that's an Okolie round. Nothing really happening, but at that kind of range, Okolie's always going to be the boss.
Don't forget to subscribe to the TalkSport Boxing YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of our free and exclusive content, including, of course, the Talk Boxing Show with Simon Jordan, who I've seen here tonight, and Spencer Oliver, who as ever is sitting alongside me. So first round gone, and Okolie's not been able to find any of his real big bombs yet. We're going to the second round. It's a 12 rounder with Okolie defending the WBC silver belt, which, you know, you can't follow all these belts, can you? But what it does mean is that he's potentially in the shake-up for a title fight, a real title fight, not too far down the line.
No, definitely not. I think that there are talks around that sometime in the near future. I know Lawrence Okolie is WBC #1 at the moment, ranked fighter in the world, so he's going to be waiting for that opportunity. And Dave, there's some good fighters there or thereabouts at the moment as well.
Yeah, the winner of this one puts himself in line for a big fight. You know, there's a lot of people waiting, a lot of people in the queue waiting for the winner of tonight's fight, but these two, the winner of this will put themselves in a position to box any of them that miss out on that big fight.
That's the voice of Dave Allen here at ringside at Wembley Stadium with us tonight, as the last light of the day is starting now to fade, and the big arch over Wembley Stadium is illuminated, and the crowd here, well, it's not absolutely rammed, but I tell you what, it's a good crowd. There must be 70,000 or more in here, and by the time we get to the main event, it could be more.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think it will fill up by the time we get to the main event. A great chance here for people to go out, grab a drink just before they get into that main event. That's the mostly anticipated fight that people really want to see, the undisputed world heavyweight title. But we've got a great fight on the line here. The winner goes on, possibly boxes or puts himself in the line for a world title shot. I know the WBC interim champion is around as well. Kit Kamayel, he will be maybe looking at the winner of this one. So plenty of opportunity, John. Big fights on the horizon for the winner.
Okolie against Kamayel really would be a good one to watch. Left hand from Okolie thudded into the body of Lerena, and the referee just having a word with Lerena, I think, about keeping his punches up. Okolie tries to turn a right hook around the high-held guard of Lerena, but isn't able to do so. Lerena gets in close and tries to detonate a left hand. Okolie having nothing to do with it and holds on and looks at the referee, wants to have a little bit of assistance in keeping the fight moving, and the referee, as you heard, shouted break to get Lerena away. Last 20 seconds of this second round.
Yep, another good round for Lawrence Okolie. That's because he is sort of controlling the space, but there is a dangerous look around Lerena. He's very tight, very compact, and he lets those shots go. So Okolie has to stay switched on for 3 minutes of each round.
Lovely body shot there after a couple of left hand, right hand from range up towards the head. Followed it in with a really good right hand, which thudded into the body of Lerena, who is just short with a left hook right on the bell. Gareth, what do you make of this so far?
Well, Lawrence Okolie, I always call him smash and grab. It's like he's like trying to burgle a shop with a brick. And he nearly got Lerena on the ropes in that round with a right-hand brick of his that I think he'll finish this fight with, playing around 7 or 8, if he starts to make inroads into Lerena. Lerena's dipping in and under him. That was predictable as well. Lerena's a smart boxer. It's always going to be a weird fight, this. I don't think we're going to have loads of exchanges and assaults breaking out. I think it's going to be pop shots from Okolie and Lerena trying to get him on the inside and land body shots and come up and underneath Okolie, Dave Allen.
I think the shot for Okoli is the uppercut, to be honest, but I think Okoli has to be careful with Lorena, because when Lorena starts getting used to the power, and if Okoli's work rate drops slightly, that's where Lorena will get the chance to catch and counter, possibly.
Just got a terrific overhead shot of the stadium, which was shown up on our monitors and on the big screens over the ring, and you can see there that the seats actually on the pitch are now just about full, so it really is starting to fill up now, the massive arena, perhaps the greatest arena in world boxing now.
Yeah, totally agree with that. You know, we're lucky enough to be sitting down here at ringside, so you get that full view, and when you look around, what a magnificent stadium this is, Wembley Stadium, and what a magnificent fight we've got. History in the making, the undisputed world heavyweight title fight. The two guys that will have their eye on that is Lawrence Okoli and Kevin Lorena, who will come through this one. Round 3, 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in this one. Okoli, for me, John, doing enough. Yeah, Lorena looks dangerous.
Yeah, he's boxing okay, Okoli. He's keeping it long, which is what he needs to do. The two fighters in our main event tonight, Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois, will be gloving up right now and going through final preparations. And don't forget, you can watch tonight's action live only on DAZN, D-A-Z-N. Head over to DAZN.com/boxing so you can watch it live and don't miss a thing. It's a little bit of history here. Whether the fight manages to match up to the occasion and the hype and the sense of history, well, that remains to be seen. But certainly the stage is there for a very, very big fight with huge repercussions.
Yeah, it certainly is. The drama will certainly go when that first bell goes. If Daniel Dubois says, if he does what the team say he's going to do, and he can implement that, trust me, we're in for a big, big night.
He's got to start fast. I think by common consent we're going to be seeing Dubois really trying to carry the fight to Usyk and trying to physically dominate him in the early stages, but he's in against one of the smartest defensive heavyweights that we've seen in many a year.
Yep, he certainly is. He could go down in the history books as one of the best to ever do it. 3-time undisputed world heavyweight champion, or a 3-time undisputed champion if he wins tonight. Twice at heavy, once at cruiser. Incredible record that is.
A couple of good body shots there from Lawrence Okoli, and I think that Lorena felt the weight of those. There's a left hand and a right hand, and he really banged those punches in. Joe Gallagher's training him nowadays. He's in the corner. Well-known Manchester trainer, part of the Champs Gym, of course, from way back when, came out of the Phil Martin camp and continuing that tradition up there in Manchester. And Joe Gallagher now will be the voice you hear speaking to Lawrence Okoli, as Okoli, for me, has taken all 3 rounds.
Big breath. You okay? Good. When you're keeping everything here, it's good. But you're going to hold your feet. You can't hold your feet, because when he comes in, he's coming in with his head now. You've got your head in the air. He's trying for that, or he's trying for that. Just keep it, control it. He's flat-footed. He's flat-footed, both feet are flat. Now he's going to drop his arms. He's going to be tight. Every time he does that, he's got a punch. Okay. Every time you jab, all right, he's going like that, Lawrence. You jab, goes with it. Jab goes with it. Jab and bring out the side and shoot. Right? Shoot down the side. Shoot down the side. Keep doing that body. Don't hold your feet.
Well, that's the words of Joe Gallagher. And meanwhile, Dave Allen, they appeared to be working on the head of Kevin Lorena in the opposite corner.
Yeah, cut for Lorena. Sin Victor lock and go over, so it was caused by a punch. Okoli, I thought, was good there, round 3. He started to feint now. He started to reset and do it with a feint, and that's given him a little bit more time.
Yeah, Lorena, the guy that's normally the tricky one to work out, southpaw stance, that lack of height he uses to his advantage, but struggling to deal with the height and the reach of Lawrence Okoli at the moment. Okoli controlling this one, controlling the distance, keeping Lorena at range and getting through some good right hands.
It's a 10-round fight. We're now in the 4th. Good solid right hand there from Okoli, trying to turn the right hand through the guard. didn't quite manage to reach the target, I don't think, but then a little sneak jab does knock back the head of Kevin Lerena, who tries to throw a left hand of his own from range, but was short of the target. Solid right hand from Okolie, feints to throw one to the body, and then does get through with a right hand to the body. Again, a little feint, and he's making Lerena twitch this way and that as he threatens to throw the power shots, and then comes in and grabs it.
Yeah, making life very difficult for Lerena at the moment, because he's controlling that space, and whoever controls the space of a ring generally is in control. And every time Lerena tries to step in, move it and throw his punches, he's got his number, Lawrence Okolie. He's just taking a little shuffle out, and he's got exceptionally long arms, and he's using them to his advantage.
He was a hot favourite to win this one, of course. Incidentally, Oleksandr Usyk is quoted as 3-1 on by most bookmakers to win the main event later this evening. Not often short odds like that are upset, but it happens. I seem to remember there was a guy called Cassius Clay who was something like 7-1 when he fought Sonny Liston first time round.
I remember Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas out
44-1.
Absolutely. You know, you're talking about, that was one of the biggest upsets in boxing history, so it can happen. It's heavyweight boxing. That's why we love it.
And it only takes one of the old cliches, and it is one of the reasons that we love it, because always there's something unexpected which can be pulled out of the bag. Victor Loughran talking to both men about holding on and dragging their men down onto punches, and I think they were talking to both of them. I think they've both been guilty of it. Lerena fighting out of the southpaw stance, tries to keep his gloves up. Okolie backpedaling, looking for a way through with his long left-hand lead, can't find it yet, and this time he just paws. It's taken on the gloves by Lerena. 20 seconds to go in the fourth round. It's a right hand from Okolie did get through, and there was a body shot as well, and Lerena not landing very much of significance right now.
No, because Okolie's choosing to keep it long, so therefore Lerena is the guy that has to close the space. He's normally the guy that punches with his opponent, but he's trying to close the space with his hands, John, and he needs to move his feet into range before letting those punches go. And Dave, I'll bring you in there. That's probably why he needs to, that's why he's losing these rounds.
It's not too dissimilar scenario to Solomon Dakic-Starenko earlier. However, this is just at a much higher level. Okolie's using his jab, he's feinting, he's using his feet. I think Okolie's boxing really, really well. As Spencer said, Lerena's feet are a little bit too slow. He's trying to punch without taking his feet in. And Okolie walked one to a left hook there at the end of the round. As Lerena was overreaching, he walked onto a left hook as Okolie hooked him off. So Lerena does need to start getting his feet if he wants to win this fight.
I've got it 4-0 Okolie. Would you agree?
I would agree, yeah.
Corners, 10 seconds.
I see young Conor Benn is among those at ringside. He's had an interesting week, hasn't he?
He certainly has had an interesting week. The big news coming up for him very, very soon. I'm led to believe that fight now may be happening in November. Let's watch this space.
What's that, against Eubank or against Shakur Stevenson?
Against Eubank. I mean, we've got to remember, Conor calls out everyone in his dog, and he's obviously called out Shakur Stevenson, but I think we're closer to getting the Eubank rematch made than Shakur Stevenson as we speak.
Leave my dog alone. We go now midway stage of the second round. Lerena under Okolie. This is our main support fight. Lawrence Okolie defending his WBC silver heavyweight title against the South African Kevin Lerena, and on our card is firmly in control in the fifth round of 10.
Yeah, Okolie now holds centre of the ring, bouncing up on his toes. Lerena trying to bounce with him, starting to look marked up now. Lerena as well, cut over one of his eyes, and Okolie just pouring out misses with the uppercut there as well. But the size difference between these two is very, very noticeable. Okolie hits him with the right hand to the head, clubbing one to the body as well.
He's just starting to get a bit busted up, isn't he, Kevin Lerena? He's taking a lot of sizable shots, and his face is starting to bear the badges of conflict.
What happens, John, is that you can steal a fighter's soul, and that seems to be happening in there right now with Lorena, because he can't work out how to close the space with Lawrence Okolie. He's trying to do that with his hands. He's trying to punch himself into range, and that's never going to work because Okolie's so good at that. He just needs to shuffle his feet and then let his punches go, and that's what he's struggling to work out at the moment.
Well, I don't think he's landed a single worthwhile punch so far in this 5th round, Lorena. Okolie keeping it range, 2 more towards the head. Lorena tries to respond with a left hook as his own, and it was blocked by Okolie. He's not getting the thrills and spills maybe that the crowd would hope for, at least not yet. Left hand from Lorena was a glancing blow, which found the head of Okolie, who responds with another right hand of his own. Boxing nicely, and for the most part keeping it long.
Yeah, thudding shots going in there from Okolie. Credit, because I tell you what, Lorena, Dave is showing a lot of character there. He's taking some thudding shots, and he's slowly, systematically getting broken up here.
It's very difficult for Lorena. If I'm in the corner, what are you going to say? Getting outboxed on the outside because you're not like Okolie's too long, his jab's too good, his feet are too good. When you got on the inside, Okolie seems stronger, so I'm at a loss really for what advice I could give.
Being beaten seemingly in all departments of this boxing contest right now. Okolie misses with a right uppercut. That right hand from Lorena was a scoring punch, but that's yet another round, Adam, to Lawrence Okolie.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually really impressed with Lawrence tonight. He's using all his attributes that we've been screaming for him to do over the majority of his career. I think teaming up with Joyce really the penny start to drop. His feet are good, nice and long, and he's being spiteful. He's just waiting for the opportunity, and hopefully that'll arise. Just a quick one before we get stuck into the main event at Dubois and Oleksandr Usyk, the rematch here at Wembley Stadium. You can check us out on the TalkSport Boxing YouTube channel. The watch-along is in full floor right now. Lots of people getting involved in the comment section, getting stuck in and enjoying the commentary from John, from Spencer, and of course from Dave Allen. You're more than welcome to come and join us there. And I'll tell you what, here's one for you. You can watch tonight's action live only on the Zone. Head over to thezone.com/boxing so you don't miss a thing. Mute their commentary because we're better. And have a listen to our lads. There you go. Back to you, John.
You've got to sort of get it married up though, haven't you? You've got to get him all synced. So I'm not saying there's a great right hand and they're just sort of sitting on the stools or something. You've got to get it right.
Absolutely. Listen, one thing, I'll echo what Adam says there. I think Lawrence Okolie, yeah, he's looking very good as a heavyweight, and I'll tell you why. I think that making that cruiserweight was really, really affecting it. It was a real struggle. Your punch resistance goes, and that was coming out in his performances. He was very negative, a little bit gun-shy, but a heavyweight, and teaming up with Joe Gallagher, who's a great tactician, has instilled that confidence in him, and there's a newfound confidence here.
I heard him talking earlier this week, and he just sounds so much happier. You know, you're talking to a bloke who can go and have a dinner when he wants one. He's not worried about stepping onto the scales thinking, oh God, I'm going to miss the weight, I'm going to miss it. And Dave's sort of smiling knowingly at that one. He knows about eating when he wants.
I know that all too well, yeah.
Yeah, Okolie again taking centre of the ring here, and Kevin Lorena looking like he's run out of ideas, if I'm totally honest. Okolie just doing things as he pleases, just taking half a step back. Lorena trying to get himself in range. The pattern really not changed as we approach the 1 minute 30 mark of round 6. This round again, John, all Lawrence Okolie.
A couple of good body shots from Okolie as you were just speaking there. Tries to repeat it, and then as they're getting close, Okolie this time holds on to Lorena to stop the smaller man doing anything by way of scoring shots up close. Lorena aims a big left hook and misses, I should say, by fully 6 inches.
More like
whistled past the nose of Okolie.
More like 6 foot, mate. It was not even close. I think, yeah, it was one of those. And Dave said it, I said it. Look, when you throw shots and you're not in range, you're not going to land. Your hands don't get you in range. Your feet get you in range, and they get you in trouble and out of trouble. That's what's needed. You know, when a boxer can separate his hands and his feet, then they start getting success. And at the moment, Lorena is working hands and feet together, and that's why Akoli's seeing it, and it's making it easy for him.
Akoli's doing really well, but we're now at the stage of the fight, Dave, aren't we, where the crowd are going to be thinking, come on, big lad, you're winning everything, get him out of there.
Don Lawrence Akoli or Joe Galadon saying more of the same. Keep doing what you're doing. This is a very, very important fight. The winner of this fight could be watching a Caballero Parker. This is too big to risk just for the entertainment factor. Just go with the left hand on the top of the head there. Akoli's feet have been brilliant, but that right hand does need to be brought up 2 or 3 inches higher.
We're going into the red corner at the end of this round to hear what they're going to be saying to Kevin Lorena. How on earth do they get him to find a way back into this? Let's have a listen in and see what they're making of it.
Keep the short contact, just work, land them off. Don't stand too static, Okay. Come on, boy. Come on, kid. Let's go, boy.
The reality is you're behind on points.
Yeah.
You need to pull yourself up to a knockout.
Let's go.
With your way to a knockout. Johnny, how are you going to win this? You're behind on points.
Catch him.
Send the way to a knockout. You can catch him. You want the power. Get underneath him. Bomb him on the chin.
Don't put him down.
Trying to instill a bit of belief there, Dave, I think, aren't they? Trying to get some confidence into him.
He needs knockdowns at the very least, not if not a stoppage. I think Akoli's feet have been the difference. For Akoli, the only thing I've noticed is his right hand is sometimes a little bit too low. He did get caught on top of the head there with about a minute to go in the sixth. That was the first and only bit of him looking uncomfortable the whole fight so far. His feet have been the difference.
He's got the size, he's got the reach advantage, and he's making it pay. Right hand, and another one, and a left hand, all scoring shots, and Lorena is starting to look just a little bit sorry for himself in there, I think.
Yeah, them shots are really flooding in. 1 right hand, 2 right hands, 3 right hands, through the guard of Lorena, then Akoli switch the attacks to the body, big right hand through the middle, again there from Akoli. Where's Lorena finding this resilience, this punch resistance?
Well, he's got to stay in there if he's going to have any chance, of course. And he's trying to keep his gloves high. Akoli just content just to pick him off when he gets the opportunity, when he sees a chink in the armour. Lorena tried to throw a left-hand counter again, short of the target.
Yeah, Lorena trying to do something, trying to find something from somewhere, just misses with a lead right hook there. Lorena, as he takes centre of the ring, puts Akoli on the back foot. He's trying to draw something from Akoli now. He recognises he's getting desperate. Needs a knockout here to get the victory, Lorena, but heavyweight boxing, only 1 shot.
Remember, we saw a sensational 1-punch knockout a week or 2 ago, which we heard on TalkSport from Fabio Wardley. He's being beaten all ends up by Justice Hooney, who incidentally beat Kevin Lorena by decision back in, well, last year. But what a punch that was from Fabio Wardley. It can happen. The crowd then, the Ipswich crowd, was just stunned, wasn't it?
Well, he hadn't won a round, Wardley, had he? He was getting beaten up, if we're totally honest. And there were times there where you're thinking, oh, Wardley's corner going to put him out. When is they going to say enough's enough? Are they being too brave? And Wardley showed why. Well, you know, he doesn't lose his soul, doesn't lose his heart. He sticks in there, always hope, and he turned it around.
Maybe Lorena still cherishes that belief. The corner certainly think that he can still get in there and land the punches to get the knockout or the knockdown blows at very least that he needs.
Yeah, Lorena's still trying to push forward here, but Akoli controlling things as he does. He's finding things very, very comfortable in that. Akoli, as he gets up on his toes, That was better from Lorena. Little left hand through the middle, right on the bell. Will that give him any hope, Dave? That little left hand through the middle.
He certainly said something to Okoli as he went back to his corner, and Okoli is really blowing hard on his stool there, and we can listen now to what Joe Gallagher's saying to him. Come on.
Big Brad started the round really well there, landing some really good shots and controlling things, all right? When it comes to the last 10 or 15 and he wants to give it a go, don't entertain him. He'll reach, counter, slip backhand, slip uppercut, left hook after it, all right, okay? It's 9 minutes now, Lawrence, all right? Good boxing. Jamie, don't do nothing silly. Don't be taking chances. Jamie, get through this, 10 good rounds under the back. His feet down. You've got it now.
Joe Gallagher telling him very clearly, you're 9 minutes away from the result you so badly need, Dave.
Yeah, Cole's won every second of the fight. It was interesting that Lorena seemed to show a little bit of a spark at the end of the 7th round there, but we haven't really seen anything, have we? We've not seen anything from him, nothing at all really. We're not even seeing him really have a go yet.
No, that's exactly it, and I think that there should be some sort of like an air of desperation around Lorena's corner and his work now, and it's got to be a time, Dave, when he's thinking, you've got to roll the dice, mate. If you want to get something out of this, you've got to give it a go. Knock out or get knocked out.
I thought that was maybe a round or two ago as well. You know, we're in the 8th round now, 8 of 10. There's not been any signs at all, really. Cole, he was blowing, but he's moved a lot. For a big man, he's moved a hell of a lot. He's moved well. He's done everything really well so far, but Lorena, it's not Lorena. We have Joe Gallagher there. Lawrence Okoli's going to do nothing different. It's all in Lorena's hands now to turn this around.
And is he going to be able to find any way to do it? There's just a few seconds at the end of that last round when he gave it a go, and he said to Okoli, you know, nearly got you there, or something similar. May have been a bit more emphatic than that. Okoli went back to the corner anyway with his ears buzzing a little bit from what Lorena had said.
Yeah, maybe Lorena had a good little spell in the last 10-15 seconds or so, but you've got to capitalise on that, build on that, and he hasn't done that. Okoli now, if he was feeling the pace at the end of that 7th round there, he's been allowed to get that breather back, hasn't he? Because he's been allowed that space. Lorena stalking forward, holding centre of the ring, but not really doing anything. And that's allowed Okoli to control things at his own times.
Okoli does carry an awful lot of weight nowadays, and you just wonder whether if he got into a major title fight, whether it might be in his interest just to shed a few pounds. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I don't think Lorena isn't a big heavyweight. He's not really heavyweight at all, in my opinion. Okoli, 245, 250, I think he'd move better, he'd punch, he'd be a little bit more crisp.
Just looked at, you know, I mean, he's winning the fight easily, isn't it? People are probably listening thinking, you know, give the guy a break, don't be hypercritical, but he just looks as though he could do himself more favours by just taking a few pounds off. I mean, look at Martin Bakole when he went in. Okay, he weighs a lot more, but he clearly would be a better fighter if he lost some tonnage.
Yeah, I thought that with Lawrence Okoli, he moves so well. He punches his right hand very straight and crisp. But I was literally thinking, John, before he said 10-15 pounds more. I think he does it a little bit quicker, and he probably do a little bit more of it as well.
Yeah, he's a big man, isn't it? What was he, 265 pounds or something like that? That's enormous. Anyway, that's yet another round for Lawrence Okoli.
Yeah, absolutely, and pretty much the same as that first 7 rounds there. Okoli controlling the space, everything behind the jab, right hands to the body, right hands to the head, and yeah, in dominance.
Adam, what are you thinking?
He's costing it, but he's caught between a little bit of a rock and a hard place. Does he turn the heat up and look for the finish, or does he just win the fight comfortably and land himself in a position where the WBC will likely call for Ajit Kabayel and him to fight maybe for an interim or a full title?
Yeah, that's the fight I think will happen next. Lawrence is doing really well, as I say. I do describe him, and I'm going to stick to it as a smash and grab style. Lerena respects his power really deeply, and he's trying to finagle his way in, but every time he gets thwarted. He's got a little bit better, Lerena. His corner needs to tell him to just go for bust and go for a knockout, because he's 8 rounds down here, in my view.
Yeah, I think he's lost everything so far, and we move now into, what are we now, into the 9th round. He's only got less than 6 minutes to find a way to turn this one around, and Coley is totally in control. Unless he does something stupid, this surely is going to be his fight.
Yeah, well, you're talking about Lerena being able to turn it around. If they haven't got the tools, if they haven't got the capabilities, it's not going to happen, and it looks pretty evident that he hasn't got the capabilities at the moment, Kevin Lerena, because Lawrence is just always one move ahead. And I agree with you boys, by the way, about the weight making and losing the weight, but we live in a world of opportunity now for all these heavyweights, and you've got to keep this in shape at all times, because the opportunity does arise. But Coley's the guy that you look at, you go, you got that opportunity, it was your great big chance, you've been waiting, chairman of the Who Needs You, Who Wants Him club, no one wants to fight you, and you turn up 25 stone or something. It's like crazy.
You're listening here to Lawrence Coley against Kevin Lerena, our main support bout, WBC silver heavyweight title. Coley in complete control, and coming up, it's our main event after this, all part of TalkSport Supersonic Saturday. What a sporting Saturday it's been, and Oleksandr Usyk against Daniel Dubois for the undisputed world heavyweight title in front of this huge crowd at Wembley is what's coming up next for your delectation.
Yeah, the seats have really filled up now, haven't they? The empty seats that you were seeing earlier, John, I think they're all gone. Near full capacity here. I bet there's around 90,000 people here.
Lerena almost on target with a left-hand counter and another one. He's going for it in this 9th round, and Coley doesn't need to be standing still in front of him. He can just continue doing what he was doing, and almost as though he could hear what I was saying there. He was up onto his toes, trying to get a bit more movement into his legs. And we've lost a monitor in front of us here. I don't know if that's some sort of electronic breakdown, but fortunately we can still see everything right in front of us.
Yeah, well, Coley just having to weather a minor storm here, because Lerena is letting the shots go. Coley now starting to get up on his toes, still trying to keep the range, but there's more of a urge of desperation around Lerena's work now, and he's getting himself into ranges. He just misses the left hand there, and Coley doing a good job of tying him up.
I still don't think he's done enough to win the round, Lerena, even though he's had a moment or two. I think Coley, despite the fact he was under a bit more pressure there, he still won the round. And, well, Lerena sinks onto his stool looking very tired. He's got some swelling around his left eye. Is there anything he can possibly do here, Dave?
I don't believe so, no. I don't think we're going to see any more, you know, like Wardley, I don't think we're going to see a repeat of that. The Coley's just been too big and too good, really. I think with the Coley, the only thing I'll say about Coley tonight is I know he's tall, but his chin's in the air and his hands in the wrong position at times. Since round 4 or 5, his hands in the wrong position. If he does fight Cabell, if he's anywhere north of 260 pounds and his hands are in the same position and his chin's in the air, he won't be beating Cabell.
You're a dab hand at finding people's chins when they're in the air, and that's, you know...
At a certain level, I'm not sure. I'm critiquing Lawrence Coley, but I'm not sure I fancy fighting.
Here we go, 10th and final round, and it's starting well with Lawrence Coley, who slams a jab into the head there of Kevin Lerena. Lerena holding centre of the ring. He needs something big here.
He needs a big punch from somewhere, Lerena. Remember, he was the man who had Dubois down several times when they fought back in 2022. Got a 3rd round TKO in the end, Dubois. But he was all over the place in the opening round when his knee seemingly gave up. Maybe a ligament went there. That was the story that came to us anyway, an ACL ligament in his knee, but he certainly showed that he can punch a bit, Lorena, and he needs something similar right now.
Yeah, if he's going to put it out, he's got to do that right now. It's corner or no. That he's miles behind, and it's make or break now for Lorena, who calls Lawrence Okolie and says, come on, son, stand with me, let's fight. Okolie not having any of it, though. Up on his toes, throws the 1-2. What Gareth A. Davis calls the smash and grab, and then ties him up.
Well, he's not a naive kid, is he, Lawrence Okolie? 32 years old, lots of miles on the clock, and he's seen all sorts of different fighters as an amateur and as a pro. Talented boxer. He's had moments when it's been a bit uncomfortable tonight, but Lorena, let's be honest, has never really looked likely to win this fight, and there's less than 90 seconds now for Okolie to survive, to record his 22nd pro victory against that single defeat.
Yeah, it was a potential banana skin for Lawrence Okolie. When I saw this name announced, I thought, okay, WBC #1, world rank with the WBO as well. You're putting a lot on the line here, mate, against a dangerous fighter in Lorena, but let's be honest, he's made it look easy. It's been a dominant performance, a good performance. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, and Okolie's done exactly what he's had to do.
We're into the last minute now, and Okolie gets a clash of heads there. Lorena went in close and caught him somewhere near his left cheek, and the left hand from Lorena as well. Okolie doesn't want to get careless in this last 30 seconds. Maybe a little bit of fatigue setting in, but Lorena will take heart from that. Just for a moment, he got his man into range and wasn't a million miles away from finding the left hook that he needs.
Yep, that's where he is. One shot can turn things around, but to his credit, Okolie, he took the shot well. He was happy to stand there, happy to trade. Listen, you go, you jump in the shower, you get wet, he's going to get hit, Okolie. It's how he reacts to that. Does he revert back to what he knows? Does he hold? No, he traded. There we go, final bell. Dominant performance there, John.
Yeah, the two touch shots, and Lorena knows he's been beaten and beaten by a mile. And Joe Gallagher looks mighty happy with the way his man fought there, and rightly so. It was a really competent, technical, tactical performance, Dave.
I thought it was very good, yeah. I'd give him maybe an 8 out of 10. A few little technical deficiencies. It's funny because I went to Joe Gallagher's a few months ago. I took one of my lads sparring down there, and my lad kept popping out of distance. When they was out of the clinch, my lad kept popping out and standing up tall. Like Okolie at times was guilty of his right hand was dropping and his shin was coming high when he came out of distance. Lorena's feet weren't fast enough to take advantage of that. Otherwise, the Gabriella Parkers and the other top heavyweights, they might.
Yeah, and they'll watch that, and they'll probably see the same weakness that you've seen. You know, I mean, these guys are all studying each other, so when the meetings come, they know what they're trying to exploit.
Oh, absolutely, but I think it's down to the teams to go and have a look at the fundamental mistakes that they made as well, because that's where we're in at the moment. When you get the guys at the top level, Okolie's been cruiserweight world champion, he's been bridgerweight world champion, now trying to become a freeweight world champion in the heavyweight division. You've got to be able to adapt. You've got to go back and look at what you've done wrong and, you know, right the wrongs of that last contest. That was what makes you an unpredictable fighter, a good fighter and a world champion. I think Okolie has the ability to do that. And do you know what else I like about Lawrence Okolie? He don't mind a bit of criticism. If it's constructive criticism, he takes it on board, and that is important because there's too many fighters today, John. You'll know this better than anyone, that are so sensitive. You say something bad or negative against them, and they take it personally. We're being constructive. If you take it on board, take it away, you're going to come back a better fighter.
Well, I'll tell you what, Joe Gallagher, I've known Joe for many a year. He'd been nodding in agreement to you there, Spencer, saying you're dead right. And in just a moment, we're going to get the results.
Judges
Here
Ray
it is.
Danseco and Nathan Palmer are in agreement. They both scored the same 100-90. All for your winner by unanimous decision. And still, WBC Silver Heavyweight Champion, Lawrence "The Sauce" Okolie.
So there you go.
out for Lawrence Coley. He's ranked number 4 with the WBO. Interesting fights ahead there, but I think it'll be the WBC route that he goes, because he's number 1, with Kabayel being the interim champion, and of course Usyk being the main man there. How this main event plays out will probably determine what happens with Lawrence Coley next. The attributes seem to be suiting him at heavyweight. A relatively easy night's work for him against Kevin Lerena. Now then, before we continue and head towards our main event, let's cross over to Charlotte Richardson, who's been watching the Women's Euros quarter-final between France and Germany for TalkSport. Charlotte, over to you.
5 minutes left to go, and it's France 1, Germany 1. It seems that penalties are cursed at Euro 2025 as Germany missed a golden opportunity to take the lead from 12 yards out despite being down to 10. Awarded a penalty, Shokuniskin placed her spot kick to the left, denied by the outstretched gloves of the keeper. Earlier, France had a goal ruled out by VAR for offside. This quarter-final has been a real battle, full of desire, grit. It needs a moment of quality in the final third. Whether we'll get there or not in the final minutes or so, we will wait and see. Full commentary over on TalkSport 2. France 1, Germany 1.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on TalkSport with McDonald's. When the big match means Big McDonald's hunger, try the new and iconic Big Arch. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Get ahead of the game every supercharged sporting Sunday on TalkSport with Travis Perkins. Make the warm-up a part of your weekly matchday ritual and get an unrivaled preview of all the upcoming unmissable football action with expert predictions, pitch-perfect analysis and a top-flight lineup of guests. Guaranteed. The warm-up with Max Rushton and Barry Glendenning. Tomorrow morning from 11 on TalkSport with Travis Perkins. Find everything you need for your landscaping project in stock and available for delivery. Terms and conditions apply.
Co-op members now get prices matched to Aldi. Hold on, no way. Okay then, so Co-op members now get everyday essentials price matched to Aldi. So sign up and start saving. Co-op, owned by you, right by you. Wasn't expecting that.
Co-op member prices matched versus comparable products at Aldi GB. Co-op membership required. Co-op group food stores only. See co.co.uk/Aldi price match.
On Booking.com, it's easy to book your holiday home. And thanks to no hidden fees, there's no more...
Guys, found a villa. I'm confirming. Wait. Added fees?
We don't do sneaky added fees. So you can go from home to holiday home with no dramas.
And relax.
On Booking.com, finding a holiday home's easy. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Chase is the digital bank that could boost your savings.
Ooh, tell me more.
When you join Chase, you could earn 5% AER variable. That includes a 2.25% AER fixed boost for 12 months on top of our standard saver rate.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yep, our savings boost could help you reach your goals, like that dream holiday or a weekend getaway. Get our best easy access saver offer today. Search Chase Boosted Saver. Offer may be withdrawn at any time. 18 plus UK residents available to new current account customers for your first 31 days. Eligibility applies. 4.89% gross. Terms apply.
10k for Coldplay. Play 10k cash for Coldplay with 10 grand in your hand tax-free plus 6 super hot tickets to witness Coldplay's sold-out Music of the Spheres tour from a VIP box at Wembley Stadium on August 22nd. Tickets, top tunes and 10 grand cash. Don't panic. Enter to play 10k for Coldplay at talksport.com/win and get ready for the feel-good gig of the summer for you and 5 mates. 10k for Coldplay is a joint TalkSport limited competition run on TalkSport, Talk and Virgin Radio. See talksport.com for terms and conditions.
Best used car deals in the UK.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 Switzerland.
On TalkSport and TalkSport 2.
Tucks it in. Hear the Lionesses roar.
That's a piece of brilliance from Beth Mead.
Different team, same pride.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 Switzerland.
On TalkSport and TalkSport 2.
We're at Wembley Stadium tonight for a little bit of history. 70,000, 80,000, 90,000. It's growing, this crowd. All in expectation. They want to see, well, the majority of them want to see, the first British undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis.
The winner and the undisputed
undisputed heavyweight champion of the world,
the first unified heavyweight champion from Britain in a century,
Lennox Lewis.
The Americans didn't want me to take it over to Britain, but I actually persevered and succeeded. I'm in my prime of my career now, so it's now or never.
Dubois hits him with a tremendous right-hand counter.
Flayed one king back in September.
Dynamite Daniel Dubois has detonated at Wembley Stadium.
He's about to slay another king on the 19th of July.
Bombs away. Are you going to knock him out? Bombs away, mate.
He's put Joshua down. Alexander Usyk finds the answer.
In a minute, you have all the 4 belts. And great history.
You know what they say? We'll see. We'll see.
Heavyweight brilliance, heavyweight occasion, heavyweight radio. How about that?
The setting is Wembley Stadium, the cathedral of British sport, with the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. The first time that all 4 belts have been on the line in the heavyweight division on British soil. Usyk, the main man at heavyweight, taking on Daniel Dubois. Yes, we've seen it before, but he feels a little bit different this time. I'm Adam Capshaw. Pleasure to be with you if you've just joined us on TalkSport and across the TalkSport Boxing YouTube channel, where we are watching along. You're more than welcome to come and join myself, Gareth A. Davies, Dave Allen, Spencer Oliver, and John Rowling. Those gentlemen will be calling you through the main event, which we are around about 5 to 10 minutes away from. Gareth, I said that it feels a little bit different this time. We were out in Poland, we went to Wrocław, we saw Oleksandr Usyk come out victorious. What is different this time? Are the fans going to see a different fight?
Yeah, of course they are. Daniel Dubois is 10 pounds heavier. Usyk's more finesse and is more the leading world champion. We've got this moment in Britain, this moment at Wembley. Daniel Dubois has done the dress rehearsal already. He's walked out here first. He's just about to walk out, in fact. He's got the sweat on in his dressing room. He's been here before. He's tunnel visions. Call it whatever you want. He's got his eyes on the belt. He knows he's got a chance of doing this early in the fight if he can stop the Ukrainian from settling. But Oleksandr is older. There's a chance of him creating history tonight. And I'm just looking around here. Every tier is full. It's a brilliant, brilliant atmosphere. They are singing to that 1969 Neil Diamond song, Adam. It's such a pleasure to be here. It's an amazing moment. If you're not watching us or watching this, where the hell are you?
There is absolutely nothing like the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world in boxing. We've been blessed to be in many heavyweight fights, many championship fights, and in recent times, be bringing you the undisputed championship fight. We've got another one on our hands tonight, and as I said, it's a history-making one because it's the first time that it's happened on British soil. Spencer, if I can bring you in. Last time when Dubois went out to Poland, the build-up to that fight was Cusimano, Bryan and Lorena. He fell short. This time the preparation has been better. Miller, Hrgovic, AJ. Are you expecting a different version of Daniel Dubois tonight?
It's all about coming of age, and trust me, Daniel Dubois has been on that journey. He had his knockbacks. A young 20-year-old man going in against Joe Joyce, getting his eye socket. Looked like his career was over. He had to rebound. He had to go soul searching. He had to find himself. Fell short again against Usyk. The best of our modern generation. Took a lot of strength from that back. Come back, character building. And now he's been on this journey. The only last thing that was in Daniel Dubois' mind is knocking out AJ here in this stadium. And he dealt with it. He come in like the Terminator. I've been around this kid. Trust me. He fancies it. And when people are saying, yeah, he's just said and done and see if he can deliver, he will punch when Usyk punches here.
Well, the man in the white jacket, Michael Buffer's ready to read these names out as Daniel Dubois' face hits the big screen. It is absolutely pumping in here. Dave Allen, if I could just talk to you quickly about Oleksandr Usyk. Since the last time he was in with Dubois, he's faced Tyson Fury twice and been crowned undisputed champion. This man is not slipping, he's at the peak of his powers.
I believe so, yeah. There's nothing we've seen nothing that said he is on the decline. His age and time is the only thing we can go on. He hasn't boxed for 6 months. He's nearing 40, but there's nothing we've seen with our own eyes that says he's on the decline at all.
How would you feel about walking out to this?
I'm nervous, and I'm not even boxing, but I am very nervous.
Listen, the atmosphere and the decibel levels really has just gone up a touch. We're blessed, as you say, Gareth, on countless occasions to be in these occasions. We've had a lot of stadium fights recently, obviously with the likes of Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, and various others that are brought to the party tonight. Obviously, Turki Al-Sheikh's in attendance. It's not his occasion. It's Frank Warren and Queensbury and Team Usyk's occasion tonight. But boxing right now in Great Britain is flying the flag for the rest of the world.
We spoke to Turki Al-Sheikh on the other side of the ring apron. As he said, I said, what about the British boxing fans? What did he say? The best. Ring Magazine's in there tonight, as well as the other 4 sanctioning belts. There is so much on the line. It's a special occasion again. I cannot emphasise it enough that these are very special nights that we will look back on forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away from the main event. At this time, we would like to honor our 2 champions with their respective national anthems. First, the national anthem for Ukraine, performed by Dorofiva. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Laura Wright will sing God Save the King. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've been waiting for is here. Wembley, are you ready? Let's get this party started! Now making his entrance to the ring, the first of our 2 champions in this main event. He's the IBF World Champion, Triple D, Daniel Dynamite
jokes on them, man, but the joke's on you. Who's on what? Don't tell my brothers, don't spin a whole block. We bang, everything you got. Tell you that we take the whole lot. Bad from me back. Way up to another from king from me head.
An incredible light display currently going off inside Wembley. Jason Status blasting round this fantastic stadium. Pyrotechnics going up left, right and centre as this crowd are being wowed by fire and a little bit of dynamite. They've got full pomp and ceremony to welcome the IBF belt holder. We're still to see him enter the stadium as of yet. That will only be a matter of time. But this feels like a little bit of Britain's Got Talent gone wild. The IBF champion. We've had Jason Status. Now we've got a bit of the electric slide. He comes to the ring not with history on his side, but with fire in his fists. Not the seasoned veteran, but the hungry predator from the streets of South London, born into the fight, bred for this very moment. He is the power-punching phenom that is Daniel Dubois. At 27 years of age, he steps into the Lions Den, not as a follower of legends, but as a man ready to become one. They questioned him. They doubted him. Is the mountain too high? Is the moment too big? Tonight he carries more than just muscle. He carries belief, redemption, and a dream that began with blood, sweat, and silence. With one shot, he can change the landscape of the heavyweight division. He's not here to dance. He's here to detonate. This is Daniel Dubois, dressed in black, making his way to the ring as the camera phones light up Wembley Stadium. Steely eyes, focused on the task in hand. British flag draped just behind him as he hits the main podium. Pyrotechnics going off left, right and centre. His younger brother holds up the belt, the fireworks in the sky. And now we have another change of music. The Jamaican tones. Dubois looks focused. Jumping, hopping, skipping. Fully pumped up for what is ahead. As this crowd welcome him to Wembley Stadium. A walk that he's done before. A walk that he was victorious on. But he looks cool, he looks calm, and he looks ready for business. Don't forget tonight, we are live on the TalkSport Boxing YouTube channel. We are streaming there live. You can watch along with myself, Gareth Davies, Dave Allen, Spencer Oliver, and John Rowland. As Daniel Dubois comes through the middle ropes and into the ring and into the red corner. Frank Warren greets him, but not even the friendly face of Frank Warren can change the demeanour of Daniel Dubois, who looks solely focused on the task at hand.
And now making his entrance to the ring, he is the undefeated Oleksandr Usyk.
The current heavyweight conqueror.
This win cements his place as the best heavyweight generation.
remarkable. And now, Oleksandr Usyk seeks to continue his undisputed legacy.
With incredible faith in a powerful, a hymn of Ave Maria, starting off the ring walk of Oleksandr Usyk. Draped in silver, steely-eyed, as the crowd see him for the first time, as he stands at the stop of the ring walk here in Wembley Stadium, just embracing the moment, soaking up the energy. He flicks off the hood, and here he comes. A man from his war-torn Ukraine to the bright lights of Wembley. He walks not only as a fighter, but also as a symbol. A man with steel nerves, golden pedigree, and ice-cold precision. A man that gives hope to his people. A riddle in the ring, unreadable, untouchable, with footwork like a dancer, and a mind of a grandmaster. Oleksandr Usyk doesn't fight, he dissects. From Wrocław to London, from Jeddah to Kiev, he has conquered every corner of the map, taking down giants, silencing crowds, proving time and time again that greatness speaks softly until the bell rings. Tonight he walks not just for belts, but for legacy, for his country, for destiny. Eyes locked, heart calm, mind sharp. Oleksandr Usyk, draped in silver, as he steps onto the podium to be greeted now by this roar of 90,000 fans. Fireworks going off all around the stadium, but I'll tell you what, they're really embracing him here in London, Gareth Davies.
This is very, very special, as you so poetically put it right now. It's a special moment for a special man in a special time for his country and his people. That he almost looks emotionless with those icy cold blue eyes on his walk to the ring. This is the business end now for Oleksandr Usyk. Not to be dethroned, not to be beaten by the younger man, not to be taken apart by heavy punches, but to show all the majesty, magician-like qualities and all the skills he's learned all of his 38 years.
Usyk steps up onto that ring apron, as ever, sign of the cross, over the top rope, and into the ring, greeted by the fans as he salutes them. He's been here in this country many, many times. He's slain many of our heroes. Will tonight be yet another night for Oleksandr Usyk. Once again, just a reminder, we are live on the TalkSport Boxing YouTube channel. You are more than welcome to come and join us there. We're streaming live or watch along. I'm Adam Cantor, Gareth Davies is alongside me. You will hear the dulcet tones of Dave Allen and Spencer Oliver joining John Rawling on our commentary team tonight.
World famous venue for sports and entertainment. Wembley Stadium, London. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Champion versus champion in the rematch. And now we turn the page to another chapter in boxing history. 12 rounds of boxing for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. And it's all brought to you by International Boxing Hall of Fame promoter Frank Warren for Queensberry Promotions, and sponsored by Riyadh Season, Ring Magazine, GG Bet, SNU Sanu, and Global Next Trade. And we are broadcast live worldwide on DAZN. Sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, steward in charge, Charles Giles. The World Boxing Organization, President, Gustavo Olivieri. The World Boxing Council, President, Mauricio Suleiman. The World Boxing Association, Gilberto Mendoza Jr. The International Boxing Federation, Darrell J. Peoples, President. And the IBO, President Ed Levine. Timekeeper at the bell, Red Bulls. The three judges scoring, Patrick Morley, Mike Ross, and Benoit Roussel. And in charge of the action in the ring when the bell rings, World Championship veteran referee, Mike Griffin. And now, the officials are in place, and they are ready. The fighters are in the ring, and they are ready. So for the 90,000 fans in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black, officially weighing in at 243.8 pounds. His professional record, an excellent one. 22 victories. 21 of those 22 wins by knockout. Only 2 defeats. And tonight, he is looking for revenge and redemption. From London, England, the reigning, defending IBF heavyweight champion of the world, Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing gray with red, his weight officially 227.3 pounds. This Olympic gold medalist now, as a professional, has a perfect record consisting of 23 fights, 23 victories, including 14 wins by knockout. He's a 2-division undisputed world champion from Semferopol, Ukraine, the current Ring Magazine champion, the reigning, defending, undefeated WBC, WBA, WBO, IBO, heavyweight champion of the world, Oleksandr Usyk.
The noise in Wembley Stadium is through the roof. There's a lot of people in that ring at the moment that just need to disperse. But in a split moment, there will only be 2. Frank Warren just making his way down the red corner steps. Both men getting the final instructions.
You gentlemen have received my instruction in the dressing room. Remember to protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves now, men. You're boxing at the bell. God bless you both. Touch gloves, guys. Touch them.
Let's go. Let's go.
The 90,000 in attendance are ready as glory hangs in the air for the first time on ever British soil. It's the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. 4 belts, 2 warriors, 1 truth. Who will be the one? Calling you through Usyk Dubois, the rematch live on TalkSport and on the TalkSport Boxing YouTube channel. From the Cathedral of British Sport, Wembley Stadium, it's Spencer Oliver and John Rawlin.
Daniel Dubois will surely start fast here. He was absolutely dripping sweat when he got up into the ring. He clearly warmed up really hard in the dressing room. And who's going to take early advantage in this opening round? Dubois feints to throw a left to the body. Usyk, as ever, presenting a mobile target, clips Dubois with a right-hand lead. Dubois tries to throw a right towards the chest of Usyk. Usyk saw it coming and parried the blow. Lively opener to this. Who's going to be the first big shot to land?
Yeah, good start, fast start here from Daniel Dubois as he pushes forward. Usyk boxing out that southpaw stance, flicks the jab out. He's landed a couple of those on Dubois already, but Dubois doesn't seem phased, gets through with a good right hand there.
He got a right hand away. It wasn't a scoring shot though. It was taken on the arms by Dubois, by Usyk, who a couple of times has already rocked back the head of Dubois with his jab. And there's another one. He's working well behind that southpaw right-hand lead, Usyk. Boxing nicely.
Yeah, Usyk boxing lovely, just keeping away from Daniel Dubois, who falls short of a 1-2 again, but Dubois has the right idea here, he's pushing forward. As we said, John, this could be a fight where he needs to win it inside those first 6 rounds. Usyk, the master, the genius, and you've got to take him out of his rhythm. Can Dubois do it? He started fast here.
Aimed the right hand, again taken on the gloves by Usyk, then missed with a left hook. Dubois plodding forward, trying to jab towards the body, doesn't land a punch. Usyk aimed a left-hand counter, also short of the target. That's better, and they almost got in there, Dubois, with the right hand, but again, couldn't land clean.
Yeah, Dubois just got to take the gamble and punch when Usyk punches and try and get off with some of those big shots. Joining us in the commentary here, Dave Allen. Dave, I'll bring you in on this one. Good start from Daniel Dubois. This is where he needs to be.
I think the great start from Usyk. The first minute Usyk landed 3 jabs. He's feinting, he's setting out of the pace, but now Dubois now starting to win. He's still by Usyk up and let his shots go.
He's boxing beautifully, Usyk. He's had the edge in skill term here, and Dubois got to get through with some meaningful punches, and he's not really landed anything clean. Good work again from Usyk, and the Ukrainian fans respond to that solid left hand. Last 10 seconds of an opening round, which has gone to the current world #1, Oleksandr Usyk. Boxing beautifully in that opening round, and surely he'll have done enough to take that one.
Yeah, Oleksandr Usyk done enough there, boxing well just on the outside. Daniel Dubois was trying to push the pace, trying to break the rhythm from Oleksandr Usyk, but Usyk responded, met him every time, landed some good left hands. The jab especially was very, very effective. And the last 10-15 seconds there, Dave, Usyk decided to take control of the round himself, push on the front foot and stand and trade with him.
That was it. It was backing the wall up at the end of the round, landed some great jabs. He was feinting. The pace is very high. The important thing now for Daniel is come out in round 2 and take the centre of the ring again. Don't let Usyk now start backing you clearly.
The jab was really important for Usyk in that round. Don't forget, you can watch the action of tonight's fight only on DAZN. That's DAZN. Head over to DAZN.com/boxing so you can watch it with us. Already has the makings of a fascinating fight as Usyk just with the edge on skill and accuracy in that opening round, and Dubois again beaten to the punch in the early stages here. Usyk up on his toes, trying to be fast, trying to be mobile. trying to be elusive and working beautifully out of that southpaw stance, making Dubois miss again and again.
Yeah, boxing brilliance here from Oleksandr Usyk, who's boxing so well behind that jab, keeping the range so well, but Dubois has decided to gamble. He's decided to go early. Does he have the technical ability? Does he have the IQ to get in range and land the shot? That's the million-dollar question here.
Well, he hasn't, in all honesty, I don't think he's not gone for it early to the extent that I thought he would. And he's allowing Usyk to outbox him in this early stage, and this will suit Usyk just fine. If he keeps on like this, there's only one winner, and Dubois has got to find a way to get through with those big punches. Again, he's just short with a real powerful right hand. Usyk saw it coming and was able to ride it out.
Yeah, Dave, that's the big problem, isn't it? You say you're going to go out there, you're going to roll the dice, throw the kitchen sink, but it's easier said than done when you're up against the master.
It looks like he's in two minds about it. That's the bigger problem. I think with Daniel, he's letting Usyk just move to his right, and Usyk is just slipping on the outside of his jab.
Dubois short with the right hand there as Usyk moved to the right, and Usyk nearly catches him with a left, chopping left hand as Dubois misses with his left hand lead. Usyk in again, left and a right to the head, and Dubois tries to throw out his left jab, taken on the gloves by Usyk, who's a study in concentration up there. It's going to be absolutely key as to who maintains concentration into the really decisive stage of the fight, which we know could come at any moment.
Yeah, Usyk now deciding to push forward again. He does that. 50 seconds to go in this second round, and he's changed the pattern a bit. Lands the jab, short hook lands as well there, and he's just keeping Dubois guessing. Brilliant work again here from Oleksandr Usyk.
At the moment, Dubois is being comprehensively outboxed, and he's not throwing the power shots which we anticipated. Aims to throw a jab, short of the mark, tries to throw an overhand right, misses as it whistles over the shoulder of Usyk. Usyk in with a left hand to the body. Dubois, gloves up, seems strangely a little bit more. Oh, great left hand counter from Usyk after Dubois landed a right hand. Another left hand from Usyk. That left hand counter may have been the punch of the fight. Great punch. Will go into the right hand, into the red corner. To our right, where Daniel Dubois will be spoken to by Don Charles, and he's in trouble here.
Are you hearing me? Okay, good. You hearing? Double jab him. Yeah, then he'll back up, then bring the right hook. A long right hook. Okay. Right. Double jab. You're leading. Don't lead it. Yeah, double jab. Don't lead it. Double jab right hook to the body or to the head. Don't switch off.
Daniel Dubois' father was also screaming advice from his place outside the ring.
Yeah,
and this has started badly for Triple D.
Yeah, it certainly has. Dubois' father is instrumental in those instructions in the corner. Daniel really takes those on board. The instructions were double jab and loop the right hand, and he's done it there, landed that there.
But he needs a whole lot more. That's a single punch. Usyk up on his toes, looks brimful of confidence. Working behind the right-hand lead, Dubois pushed him back with a left hand inside of the glove. Crowd at the back responded. They thought it was a punch, but it wasn't. It was a push. Dubois, left hand again, short of the mark. Can he double up on the jab, as John Charles was imploring him to do? Dave.
Daniel has to move to his left. He's letting Usyk come out here, but he's slipping on the outside of his jab and moving into space. If Daniel moves to his left, he cuts Alexander's exit off and makes him move back onto his own right hand. Daniel's just following around and needs to take his space and cut him off to the left.
Dubois tries to throw a solid right hand, taken on the arm by Dubois. Dubois, the jab again, and it's short of the target. Usyk picks him off with one of his own. But this is a slightly better round so far for Dubois. He's fighting with a bit more purpose.
Yeah, he's stepping in with his punches now. He's not allowing Oleksandr to control it as much. Oleksandr gets off first again there though with his shots. Right hand lead over the top of Dubois. Guard there, we've got Bar holding centre of the ring, trying to get off with his shots. But the mouth, is that just starting to open here from Dubois?
It looks as though it might be. His bottom lip is looking swollen. And there is a little bit of, I think, damage which has been caused by Usyk. Oh, great shot from Usyk, left hand again. Terrific left hand counter that Dubois fell in behind the left or behind the right hand. Usyk goes looking for him again with another left hand. The support here at Wembley to the Ukrainian champion is immense. And Usyk, he was supposed to be the one going into the Lion's Den. It feels a little bit the other way.
Yeah, this is boxing brilliance here from the master. Oleksandr Usyk, Daniel Dubois slowly, systematically getting taken apart here.
Good round again for Usyk after Dubois made a big effort in the opening 35 seconds, looking for the big shots, but Usyk is just too quick, too nimble, too clever, covers up and allows Dubois just to thunder shots into his defence and into particularly that left arm. Right hand jab again from Usyk, last 15 seconds of this third round. Usyk unquestionably took the first two, and he may well have taken the third again. He's short with a right-hand lead, but then he does get through with a lovely jab and a left hand. The old 1-2, right hand, left hand from Usyk. Adam Catterall, great boxing, terrific to see.
Oh, I've been waiting for this all night, boys. This is absolutely living up to all my expectations. Absolutely sensational. Oleksandr Usyk is a master. Footwork, defence, firing when he needs to fire. Dave, you've been in them and sparred this fella. He's absolutely sensational.
Oh, this is incredible to watch. His 3-up is well in control. Down the bar is following him round the ring. They're throwing him double jab right hand, but by the time he's from the second jab, Usyk's already exited to his right. Daniel has to cut him off, then throw his punches. He can't even let his shots go by the time he's already thrown the second. Usyk's gone. He has to cut him off. He has to move across and cut the ring off.
The way that he's catching and countering as well is just absolutely exquisite.
Usyk's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Daniel cannot keep taking shots as clean as he has.
He can't, but he's got to keep the heart. He's got to keep believing that he can catch him at some point, Daniel. Here we go, round 4, boys. 4.
Members of the Queensbury team came round to the corner shouting at Dubois' father, come on, let him in there, get him to throw some punches, get him to step it up, carry the fight to Usyk, and it's just not happening so far. Usyk is boxing absolutely masterfully.
Yeah, they're telling Dubois, throw your punches in bunches, 3s and 4s, not 1s and 2s, but in doing that, he puts himself in the firing line. He's got to be careful he doesn't get himself knocked out in the process.
I'm told that Carl Frampton scored that third round for DAZN in Dubois' favour, which I find difficult to see, frankly.
Yeah, very difficult to see there. I think it was all Oleksandr Usyk, if I'm totally honest. He was controlling the pace, the space, and firing shots when he wanted to. Dubois pushing forward.
He tried to bring in an uppercut, which whistled past the front of Usyk's face. Right hand again by Usyk. And as in the last round, first minute, he started with a little bit more conviction, with a little bit more belief. He needs to keep it up. He needs to find a way to get some of these 3 rounds, which I certainly think that he's lost these opening 3.
Yeah, educated pressure, that's exactly what he needs, Dave. He needs to do it, but it's got to be educated. He's got to be careful against the master.
Daniel's hands is in the wrong position, and his fear in the wrong position to let the shots go that the corner are asking for.
He's throwing the shots, but his feet are out of range, like the previous fight we saw with Lorena and Laura Ciccone. You can't close the space with your hands. You've got to move your feet into range to get up for the shots. And unfortunately, Dubois not doing that right
now. He has to move in the right position as well. As soon as the second jab comes, Usyk is already gone. He's already gone. Daniel's got to move his feet. He's got to go to his left.
Dubois, though, is the man with phenomenal power. It only needs one. If he can find one big shot, it could be a game changer. Usyk, gloves high, is backed into the neutral corner on the far side of the ring, and Dubois aims a right hand. Usyk ducks beneath it and quickly uses fast footwork to get back to centre ring.
Yeah, Usyk just trying to lure Dubois in. Lands a lead right hook there as well. Sends a sweat spraying from Dubois, who's trying to work it out. He's trying to slip from side to side, but is he running out of ideas? Dubois lands the body shot. Usyk complains he's slow.
Usyk lands a couple more aimed at the head of Dubois.
Big difference here. Usyk's throwing the jab. Daniel's not even throwing the jab. Usyk, he's not landing every jab, but he's throwing the jab. He's keeping the distance with the jab, and he's landing it more often than not as well.
That hook from Usyk, another scoring shot, and he's throwing so many punches, he just stops Dubois from getting himself set. He's not throwing, not able to throw the big power punches, which we thought might turn it round his way. Another good round for Usyk, I think, Gareth.
Yeah, I've got him 4 rounds ahead, like you guys, and I'm amazed by his mesmerism, his movement, his speed, his precision, his power. But let's just hold a little caveat that Daniel Dubois still has a puncher's chance at any time during this fight. He's still showing tenacity. He hasn't shown broken yet. That right hand was on the belt. He might need to go low. He might need to start hitting Dubois onto Usyk to the body. But so far, it's been all Usyk. But David, we can't completely write Dubois.
I think he has to keep doing what he's doing. I don't think Dubois, his hands aren't in the right place when he's punching from his chest. He needs to get his feet across and let his shots go properly. Usyk is not going to let the pace drop either.
Well, I thought that was clearly a low punch. We move now into the 5th round, a low punch that was from Dubois. Remember, that was what he put Usyk down with controversially in their first meeting in Poland. And now, is it going to be redemption? Will it be revenge? Or will it be confirmation of the outstanding boxing skills of Usyk, who takes a right hand from Dubois? First scoring shot of the round. That's more likely. Daniel Dubois needs to keep his composure. And as Dave Allen has told you there, he needs to throw that left jab, and he's just toying with it, short of the target. Usyk gets in with his right hand. Southpaw, remember, right hand lead. Usyk manages to parry and block another jab from Dubois, who's fighting quite small. He's significantly the taller man, but he doesn't look that much bigger in the ring at the moment. Usyk's commanding centre ring.
Yeah, Usyk standing very, very tall. Oh, big right hook, left hand through the middle there from Oleksandr Usyk. Dubois takes it well, and Usyk picks it up again. Dubois looks a bit unsteady here.
Landed a solid left hand to the head and the right hand, but then back comes Dubois. He's got him with one of his own. And the crowd was down. Dubois down. It was a right hook which put him down, and he is being absolutely outclassed here. How is he going to respond to that? He's gone down with a right hand. He's up on his feet at the count of 8, but Usyk will look to finish it. Goes in with a right hook, misses with a left, but he's landing a huge left hand again. He's down once more, and I think it's going to be all over this time. Dubois is at the count of 8, 9, and the fight is over. A towel comes in, but it was finished anyway. Usyk has shown that he is absolutely in another class to Daniel Dubois. Tonight, he was just exceptional. He was brilliant, absolutely from the word go, Dave.
Perfection, everything you could possibly ask for in a fight, and Oleksandr Usyk has it. The greatest fighter of our generation, has to be.
Yeah, sensational performance there from Oleksandr Usyk. Any doubters, myself included in that one, thought tonight could be Daniel Dubois' night, and Usyk silenced every doubter there. He went out there, dominated dominated from the opening bell, controlled the space, picked it up when he wanted to pick it up, met fire with fire, and delivered a sensational knockout, one of the greatest heavyweights ever to do it.
And what a terrific piece of finishing when he had his man going, when he saw that he was stunned and that he was going to be hurt, he took him out quite brilliantly.
I think he had Daniel beat very early on. I think he landed the jab early, making Daniel miss. Daniel looked a bit confused, he looked a bit like he didn't want to be there at times. Daniel's got great fundamentals. Where was there? His hands were low. He wasn't using his jab, he wasn't cutting Oleksandr Usyk off. Oleksandr Usyk, he made the Dubois look poor.
He did, but he also, Dubois made Usyk look very, very good. Dubois wasn't good tonight. You pointed out his footwork was poor, and he just couldn't let the big bombs go. I mean, beforehand we were being told he's going to go and hit anything,
He wasn't
arms or whatever.
He wasn't in the right position. His feet wasn't in the right position. His hands wasn't in the right position. I thought Dubois was poor. Take nothing away from Usyk because he's made him look poor, but Dubois, it wasn't good, I don't think.
What we got from Usyk tonight, he knew Dubois was going to advance and try and take the centre of the ring and bring it to him, and he prepared accordingly. He moved fast, he countered. Let's give him the credit for how brilliant he is rather than how poor Dubois might have been.
Well, I will say this as well, the corner, Don Charles is the head coach. He should have given him the advice, all the advice. One voice from the corner should have been Don Charles.
He was looking to his left, looking out of the ring, and looking for stuff. Looking for stuff from his father. From his father.
After one round, he started listening to Don Charles. He was listening to his dad straight away.
But we know that about Stan, his father. He's psychological scaffolding him, so he will always be there.
He's always been the dominant voice in the corner. That is the big problem, you know, where he should. You're right in what you say, Dave. He should be the head coach and the head coach only, firing the instructions and confusing the fighter. When you're in the heat of a moment, things are not going your way and you're bouncing all over the place. Not the right thing to do. But what we saw tonight from Oleksandr Usyk was absolute brilliant.
You know, people have said many times to me just how good is this guy.
Yeah.
And I've sort of just held back a bit because, you know, I'm old enough to have gone through the Lennox Lewis era, through the Evander Holyfield era, through the young Mike Tyson era, and I didn't, in all honesty, think that he was at that sort of level. But his accuracy and his boxing skill, which he showed tonight, would have made him a real problem for anyone.
Look how dangerous he was against the last three opponents. Yeah, against Oleksandr Usyk, all of that was nullified. The boxer, the master boxer, the tactician and the technician always beats the puncher. You said it earlier, the Omen. This guy is a generational, not just generational, but all-time great. I've got him in my list of top 10 heavyweights ever, and he's number 7 at the moment, but I think I might be moving him up.
You can't be undisputed cruiserweight champion, 2-time undisputed heavyweight champion. Forget who's around in that era and who they are. You've got your Tyson Fury, he's beat twice. You beat Dubois twice. You know, he's beat Anthony Joshua twice. You can't ask for more than that. He has to go down in history as one of the greatest to ever do it.
At the end of the fight, he was straight across. He was straight across to Daniel Dubois and saying things to him, giving him words of encouragement.
He's a great human being, Dave, isn't he? You've boxed him, he's a great human being.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 1 minute 52 seconds. 1 minute 52 seconds of round number 5. The winner by knockout victory, once again undisputed and still the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, the fighting pride of Ukraine, Oleksandr Usyk.
I'm going to be honest, fellas, that was never in doubt. He was absolutely majestic all week. The way that he walked to that ring, the way that you could just tell in that lad's eyes that he was not going to be beaten tonight, and the way that he went about the work, honestly, 38 years of age, people have been coming at me all week saying he's slowing down, this, that and the other. He ain't slowing down. He's getting better. He is absolutely phenomenal and miles ahead of any heavyweight that is currently on the planet.
What was just impressive that a lot of people might not know it was the intensity he set, the mental and physical, fatigue Daniel was facing. Even in round 2 and 3, he looked out, his mouth was open.
He was blowing.
The intensity he says with his feet, his face, everything, he's fantastic.
But there's also as well, Dave, he does set that intensity. In fact, let's listen to this, because Adi Oladipo's just speaking to Oleksandr Usyk now. Let's get a quick word.
To say to you, Oleksandr, I run out of things to say to you, because every single time you put on a performance like that, you always surprise me. 38 isn't old at all, is it?
Can you repeat one more?
38 isn't old at all.
38 это уже старо или еще нет?
38, it's a young guy. Remember. 38, it's only start.
You made this look a lot easier than you did when you fought Daniel Dubois nearly 2 years ago. How comes in rematches you always make it look easier?
Почему у тебя всегда получается в рематче легче, чем в первом бою?
I don't know. I think I wanna say thank you, Jesus Christ. I wanna say thank you, Virgin Maria. I wanna say thank you, my team and your Wembley. Thank you so much.
We've spoken so many times before. The first time you beat Tyson Fury, you said you did it for your father. The second time you said you did it for your country, Ukraine. What's the victory for today?
Первый раз ты сказал, что ты сделал с Фьюри для папы, второй раз ты что сделал для своей страны. Для чего этот третий бой после назначения?
It's for people. It's for all world people.
You are a three-time undisputed champion, two-time at heavyweight. What more, Oleksandr, do you want? The challenges are going to keep on coming. What more do you want to do?
Брат, ты два раза undisputed champion в heavyweight, один раз в cruiserweight, это уже 3 раза undisputed champion. Что ты больше еще можешь достичь?
Nothing. It's enough. Next, I don't know. I wanna rest.
I'm here.
Yeah, Derek here.
Here.
I don't know. I wanna back in home. There's my family. There's my wife, my children. I wanna rest now, but maybe 2-3 months. I wanna rest, just a rest.
But the challenges are here. There is a queue, a very big queue. Derek's here on my side. Tyson Fury wants to fight again. Joseph Parker, Agit Kaviel. They all want to fight you, Oleksandr. Who next?
Кто следующий?
Oh, maybe it's Tyson Fury. Maybe we have 3 options. Derek Chisora and Anthony Joshua. Maybe Joseph Parker. Listen, I cannot now say, because I wanna back home. Yeah.
And you deserve to go home and rest.
Sorry, again.
And you deserve to go home and rest.
Thank you so much. Listen, people, thank you so much. Я хочу подякувати. I say Ukrainian language because я хочу подякувати всій Україні, всім хлопцям, які зараз боронять нашу країну. Я вчора отримав безліч повідомлень, і сьогодні також від різних підрозділів, які боронять мою країну на лінії фронту. Хлопці, слава Україні! Ви неймовірні! Ви дозволяєте мені бути зараз тут! Thank you so much, people! Команда! I love you!
Oleksandr, congratulations, pound for pound king, undisputed champion again. A quick word on your opponent, Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois deserved and tried to be great today. What words of advice would you give to the former IBF heavyweight champion?
What was the performance?
Daniel Dubois dreamed and aimed to be great today. What words of advice would Oleksandr Usyk give to Daniel Dubois?
Он как бы спал и видел этот бой выигрыш, чтобы действительно. Что-то бы ты не отдал ему.
Bro, I'm sorry, it's sport, but my people want this winner.
Don't kick the horses. Oleksandr, thank you very much. Let's go and speak to Daniel Dubois very quickly.
We'll stay with Adi Oladipo.
Frank, Daniel, Don. Daniel, you dare to be great today. You challenge yourself against arguably one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. It wasn't your night, but it was an incredible performance. How would you sum up that performance from yourself?
I have to commend him on the performance. I gave everything I had. It just wasn't probably a few things I could have sharpened up on, but I'm taking no credit away from the man. I'll be back.
No doubt you will be back. We've seen it before. The jab was key last time round. You didn't throw or land enough jabs. Did you think maybe you'd have landed more jabs and more to the body like your team were telling you to do?
I was just fighting, man. I was in a fight and I was just trying to pick it up round by round, but it is what it is. I'll be back.
Don, I want to quickly bring you in, Don. You've masterminded the last 18 months. Come in, Don. I know you don't really like to be on camera and say things, but it was a brave performance. But ultimately, he's in there against an all-time great, Don.
Most definitely. That was never in doubt. We tried to get going. He's a young champion, Daniel Dubois, 27 years old. Remarkable what he's achieved to date. He'll be back from this stronger. That's a great champion, generational great. There's not, if you're going to lose to someone like that. You understand? He'll be back from this. Yeah. Thank the audience.
Yeah, I want to thank everyone for coming out. I gave my best. We'll go back to the drawing board and come again.
Frank, let's quickly bring you in. Frank, you've had Daniel from the very, very beginning. It was a brave performance from him, Frank. Maybe not what you expected, it certainly wasn't, but again, commend the guy in front of him, Oleksandr Usyk.
Oleksandr Usyk is a modern-day legend. He's an unbelievable fighter. In any generation, he'd be a great fighter, and I'll take my hat off to him tonight. You know, Daniel was ready for it. He was up and trained hard. No complaints, no excuses. The better man won on the night. He is a fabulous, fabulous champion.
Finally, Frank, you seem to have all the other heavyweights that he mentioned there. He mentioned Joseph Parker, he mentioned Caballero, Fury, Chisora. What heavyweight would you like to see him in with next?
WBO, I'm sure, or they already have, ordered that he, being the WBO champion, has to make his defence, mandatory defence, against Joe Parker. So it's Joe Parker's time.
Frank, congratulations on another incredible event. Wembley Stadium packed out again. You must be happy.
And I'd like to thank everybody for tonight for coming along. You made it a fabulous night. It was a fabulous fight. And God bless you all and a safe journey home.
Thank you very much, Frank. Guys.
Adi Oladipo there, just speaking on DAZN, where the fight has been live on the TV, and we were just picking that up here on TalkSport. Obviously, Adi's one of our boys. He got to speak to Oleksandr Usyk and to Daniel Dubois. I thought Frank Warren spoke beautifully at the end there. But sometimes your mind just gets completely blown when you've watched utter greatness. And that's what we've just watched, Spencer. We have just watched a generational great who was great the first time around, but he was even better the second time around.
100% when Oleksandr Usyk gets that data, he works it out and makes things easy, doesn't it? The history of doing that, he's done it against Fury, he's done it against AJ in the return, and he's done it here against Daniel Dubois. Just spoke to Dubois' team, Don Charles, as they were walking past.
Let's quickly get a quick word with Oleksandr, shall we? Because Gareth Davis is with him right now, so let's get over to you, mate.
I am with him right now. He's speaking with Joseph Parker.
This time I want to rest.
You want to rest?
Yeah, I want to rest.
For holidays. You're good. Congratulations, champ. You were absolutely incredible tonight. Did you enjoy that performance?
Yeah, I'm very happy. Listen, I'm very happy. I train hard. 3.5 months. I not look my family, my children. Now I'm a little bit tired, you know. I wanna home.
You're going to rest now. There's already a tweet gone out from you saying, maybe I fight Moses Itauma as well. Is that true?
I don't know. Listen, I don't know, because now I want to think what next. What next? Who my next opponent? Because now I have time and think about my career and the next fight.
You're loved in Ukraine, but I really do think you are loved by us here as well, and it showed tonight.
Thank you so much. I love UK people because it's a special fans, you know.
And you know, the final thing, people are now going to start talking about you as one of the greatest of all time. Does that mean something to you, to be one of the very greatest fighters and heavyweights of all time?
Thank you so much, bro.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Gareth, catching up with Oleksandr Usyk in the ring there. He's just, mate, to watch him fight is an honour. To listen to him speak is definite level. Does he do anything wrong, this fella?
Listen,
He's just class.
Superstars, I think, are born, they're not just made, you know, and I think that he just has that gift, doesn't he? What he does inside the ring is genius, and what he does outside of it is equally genius. You know, he gives his people hope at a time when the country is, you know, in such a bad place. And Oleksandr Usyk, you know, he stands there for them. And it's just, in life, John, sometimes you get very special people that have this aura around them, and you can't put it on it what it is. They're just superhuman beings, and he's one of them.
Well, the reaction of the crowd told it all. You know, the British favourite was outclassed and taken to school, really, let's be honest about it. He was a different level. But the reaction of the British fans, it was phenomenal.
They love him.
You know, they know their stuff.
He's just right in front of us now, being embraced by a friend and a few Ukrainian fans just behind us. He's just... Listen, how can you not love Oleksandr Usyk? I'll come back to you in a minute, John, because Josie Parker is speaking to Gareth Davies. Gareth, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm with Joseph Parker. What did you say to Oleksandr Usyk there when you came in the ring, Joe?
I said, congratulations. You deserve a break. I'm next.
How good was he tonight, though? Jake Paul as well here. How good was he tonight, Oleksandr Usyk?
He's the GOAT. He's one of the best of all time. Like, seriously, silence everyone. That's why I said to him, zip it and throw the key away.
You weren't calling him out then, no?
You was?
A little bit. In MMA.
Okay.
I want to see Usyk in MMA. Our teams have already been talking about it. I think it would be just so much fun, and I respect him
first
so
in
much.
boxing for his last fight.
Right.
No, anything can happen. We can take it over.
Okay, we're going to let you go. Thank you, Jake Paul. Thank you, Joseph Parker. Back to you guys.
It is a little bit chaotic in that ring at the moment. Obviously, Gareth's in there speaking to the who's who as Oleksandr Usyk's just greeting a few friends and a few family members, and rightfully so. This is his moment. This is his moment. He's delivered once again. Wembley Stadium, as I keep billing it, the cathedral of British sport, and this guy just turned up and has completely owned the gap once again. You were just waxing lyrical about him there, John, off the back of what Spencer was saying about not just being a great fighter, but a great human being, and these fans have really bought into him.
It's the way he connects with people, as well as being a fabulous boxer. He has that ability, you know, it's not taught, it just comes from inside him, because he's a bloody good bloke, and he says the right things at the right time. It was terrific.
Absolutely sensational. He's talking about rest there, Dave. Listen, I'm happy. I've had my fill. I would love to watch him again and again and again, but if he called time now, you can't begrudge him that, can you?
I wanted him to stop after the second Fury fight. I thought, you've done it all now. I would hate to see him get beat. The only thing that beats him, surely, is Asian time, surely. Well, I don't want to see that be the case. Itauma, are you going to mention now, maybe?
I am, because Turki Al-Sheikh has just tweeted from ringside that the fight that he wants to make is Oleksandr Usyk against Moses Itauma.
That's way too soon for Itauma. Way too soon.
They're trying to...
I agree with you, mate. I'm just blown away, and I'm trying to think of something that... Listen, Joseph Parker has absolutely earned his right for a shot at the title. But even that, and this is no disrespect, I love Joseph to pieces. I'm sat there thinking, where does Joseph find the chink in the armour? It's not there. Ajit Kabayel, can he find it? I don't know. I don't think it's
Moses
there.
Utami, you're trying to build a career.
Of course.
Slinging him in against him could be absolutely ruinous.
I think what we recognised with Oleksandr tonight was you're talking about an age, just being a number, and we're talking about the wear and tear off the two Tyson Fury fights. And no, we haven't seen a decline, but could it happen overnight and everything else? I just witnessed one of the best Oleksandr Usyk performances of his career right there. So, you know, like, there's no one to beat him right now. No heavyweight out there right now, and you ruin Moses Utoma's career if you put him in with Usyk right now, that is for sure.
38 is just the start there. Plenty of time for you, pal. Plenty of time.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully I can get in shape and do something now.
But in all seriousness, you watch something like that, as an active heavyweight, you must be inspired watching something like that, man.
When I was walking to the ring, I actually thought, I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow on a Sunday. Genuinely. I've never experienced nothing like this. All my time in boxing as a boxer, as a fan. Tonight was something else. I've never seen nothing like it.
It was truly sensational. Listen, we're going to get stuck into the TalkSport Daily Podcast. That'll be available on the Boxing YouTube channel. Make sure you go and like and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us this evening from Wembley. Under those ancient stars, under that electric sky, we did gather in that Coliseum, carved from steel and dreams, called Wembley Stadium. 4 belts, 2 warriors, 1 truth. Well, let me tell you what the truth is. The truth is Oleksandr Usyk. We'll catch you next time.
Get ahead of the game every Supercharged Sporting Sunday on TalkSport with Travis Perkins. Make the warm-up a part of your weekly matchday ritual and get an unrivaled preview of all the upcoming
Always, it's been a privilege to watch him. Thanks for your company tonight. Oleksandr Usyk leaves here with all of the belts.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
BBC News at 11 o'clock.